shit.
Hightailed it out of there.
Are you crazy? Don't go between them! Go between them! Are you crazy?
Welcome to my home.
Good morning. Another glorious Saturday morning. Man, this mustache. It's going to be the bane of my existence on Saturdays. All right. Good morning, guys. Morning. So we have a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to go over. I'm super excited. And the first thing, I got some, normally I don't really like make a big deal about this. I just, whatever I want to get rid of, I just get rid of it. I just don't talk about it. But lately I've been seeing these like anti-haul videos or like people going, this is what I'm getting rid of. And I was like, maybe that's interesting. I don't think it's worth making a whole video for me. Like it's time consuming. It's, it's whatever. But maybe I'll do it, just mention it here on Saturdays. So I have this and I had all of these movies throughout the different formats. So I never had them like consistently through all Blu-ray or through whatever. And so these are the last two because I got rid of all of my DVDs pretty much. Like I have like a small handful of DVDs left out of the 500 that I had. Because I was originally just going to get rid of 40 and I got rid of those 40, but now I've got rid of pretty much all of them. So I have a couple hundred that have never been put on Blu-ray. So those I'm keeping for now. And a handful of those I'm going to keep forever in case I want to watch it if I go to my in-laws or something else. But this movie right here, as I was getting rid of a lot of those other movies, I was like, there's a Blu-ray, there's other formats. I might as well get this. I really want a box set. I don't revisit this franchise all that much, but this is all that's left. So I got rid of all the DVDs. I have one VHS tape, I think of the first one, and that's that. So I'm getting rid of these Saw movies. So Spiral on 4K, and then this is the other Saw movie. That's all I had on Blu-ray was this one. So I'm getting rid of these today. It was like, I like slashers. I like horror movies. I like that. These ones here, the Saw franchise, I don't think it's revisited a ton. And so it's like, cause I never upgraded most of those from, DVD. So I'd like to get like a box set to have all these in. I don't know if I really like the Spiral version movie. So I'm not really sure. I haven't seen the latest one at all. So these are something I'm getting rid of. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about those anti-haul videos. Something about it. And then we have a lot of new announcements. So I have some of the stuff, some upgrades to talk about, but I have a really cool VHS to show you. Now, if you're watching from the UK, you've already seen this. You know what this is because you guys had it. We never got this here in America. And as I try to collect some of the coolest versions of movies, some of my favorites. This one I came across, it's a PAL VHS. So I don't even have a PAL VCR. So I have no way to play this. But for a display collector piece, I'm all in. And it's this. So this is a Jurassic Park UK VHS box. It's hard plastic clamshell. We never got anything like this here in America, like on any of the cool stuff. Like this is just really awesome. And I'm finding more and more, especially like the older stuff, VHS, DVDs, over in Europe, like they got some really cool releases. So this is what it is. It's just a simple PAL VHS tape. But yeah, I was like, absolutely love it. It came with a booklet that says, congratulations on buying the biggest movie of all time. And then it's got just some like cool background stuff. So yeah, that was a cool find. I saw it. I had to grab it. There was a couple of them on eBay. This was the cheaper of the bunch. And so yeah, that's something that I just wanted to show it off. I was like, I think it's just so freaking cool. I was like, I showed my kid and she's super excited about it. But I was like, we can't even watch it. We've seen the movie a million times. We can't watch it. She was kind of upset about that. So I don't know if I'm going to track down a player or not. But that was one of the latest purchases that I grabbed. Good morning. Good morning, folks. What do we got? We got JJ the Collector. Good morning. Morning. Thomas, morning. And the movie den. Good morning, everyone. Oh, yes. Yes, it is a good morning. It is good morning.
Bring me everyone. What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone!
Yes, everyone. Everyone. I love that. Absolutely love that. Got that. And then let's see. And Blue Corner. Must be Saturday once again. Morning, Chris and the gang. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I got rid of Spiral too. Yeah, I was like, I don't think I like it anyway. It's one of those things. I still need Spiral on 4K. I was like, I'll send it to you then. That's like, if you really want it, I'll send it to you. Because I was like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm not talking about. Good morning. Good morning, Video Pro. Good morning, brother. Stripes being released in 4K. Pretty excited about that. Yes, and not you didn't spoil the surprise, but I only have Stripes on VHS, so I'm super stoked about this. However, I'm disappointed because it's this like new Sony pattern that seems like we're only getting a steelbook here in America. So I was like, I don't know, other people are getting like a regular standard version. I saw a couple, but then they did put Stripes in that Columbia um, um, collection box set volume 2. So Stripes has been out before, but only in that set. And then now that set's like crazy expensive. So I've only ever had this on VHS, thinking that 4K was coming. And so it's just like, yeah, it's coming now. But I was like, this is a childhood favorite. This was on TV all the time. So I never had this in the collection until around 2016 when I found this. And it was more really the fact that it was always on TV. Like anytime I would want to watch it, it was on multiple times, especially throughout the summer. I noticed it was on more often. And so I guess pretty much my entire life, like any time that I wanted to watch it, it would be on TV. That would scratch that itch. I never owned it. We got rid of cable around 2016. That's when I started really heavy finding these VHS tapes. I had Stripes. I was happy. And I watched it pretty much every single year since. But then I never bothered to upgrade. I never came across the Blu-ray in a thrift store. And I was like, because I had this and I recently watched it, like I never had that thought process to get the Blu-ray. But now 4K is coming. I really want it. I just don't know if I need the Steelbook. This probably makes one of my top 100 favorite films of all time, easily in my, if we're just talking about comedies, easily in there. So I'm not really sure how I feel about it, but I hate the Steelbook only stuff. And that's what it seems like. It's another one of those. Let's see. What do we got? Morning, Matthew. Morning. Big fan of the Caribbean. I have some questions about Sony Blu-ray MOD. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it was like the Sony MOD. I have one that claims it was an MOD, but it's a pressed MOD. So there's two versions of it. Like the Warner Brothers MODs come on the burned discs. Everything that I've gotten, I just recently got one sent to me, and that one's also a burned MOD from Warner Brothers. But the Sony stuff that I have, um, what was it? Cat Ballou. Cat Ballou was something that was um, Cat Ballou was something that was a, a a pressed MOD. So, and that was from Sony. So I'm assuming that's what it is. Let's see. No, okay. Let's see. Yes. Oh man, you're ruining all the stuff. We got all the stuff to talk about. We got it all, Thomas. Oh yes, day one, 100%. And I was like, and I just picked up that Blu-ray, like a couple months ago. So I was like, yeah, that's day one, 100%. Super stoked. Super stoked. Morning, Mud Wrestling Boys. Nice, nice. Morning, Brian. Recently bought just one of the guys. It's a MOD. Yeah, but it's pressed. Yeah, I have that. Not the blue disc underneath. Found out Sony did this for a few titles, True Beverly Hills and My Girl one. So yeah, that was like I don't even have. I think yeah, True Beverly Hills. I have that one, and then I do have the other one. I have just one of the guys, and that was another pressed one. So they work fine. They're great as long as they're not um, burned. That's been a problem, and I was like, realistically, I haven't noticed like a huge difference in the burned Warner Brothers titles I have, but they're DVDs too, so like the quality's already less. But then any of the times I have wanted to go trade those into my used bookstore, they think that I made them at home and they were not taking them. And so that is a thing to think about. So I was like, anytime if it's been the burned or the pressed MOD, I haven't had a problem with it. But if I know that it's um The burn version, I try to stay away from it. I do have a couple of them in the collection. Like I said, somebody just sent me one through the Amazon wish list, which I did. Thank you. And it was a wonderful gift because I liked the movie and it came from Amazon. It was brand new wrapped. So it was like, I know that it's a MOD, but nobody else does. Let's see. What do we got? Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right. We got that. I know, man. He's so excited, Thomas. So excited. Good morning, morning. All right, so we got a lot of things to talk about, but then yeah, we have some stuff. I have some more titles here, and I pulled these ones because I'm going to upgrade 100%. I actually love this movie. It's another childhood favorite. I think I might like the second version more than the first, but I love them both. And the Kino put these out a couple years ago, but now they're also getting a re-release, and nobody really seems to be mad about that one. But people seem to be mad about the Dollars trilogy. I haven't seen all the controversy, but I've seen people make videos, people griping about it. I made a post, and then there was a couple people that I don't know if they're really arguing, but they were definitely going back between each other, and like one agreed and one didn't agree. So I guess they were arguing. But then some positive news here. This movie right here, talked about it before. Just Married. I ordered a bunch of them. They didn't work. I made a video. I talked about it. But then this version, a lot of people had the exact same problem that I did. The version that's the Just Married original copy, the American version, doesn't work. Like everyone's reporting that their copy is not working, and a lot of them didn't even realize until they watched the video. But then anybody that had this version, which is the 2-pack, and it's not on one disc, they're two separate discs, this is still available. But when I went to Amazon to just look for this version, I couldn't find it. I actually had to go to blu-ray.com, find this on blu-ray.com, and then go to that link. And then this was like 12 or 13 bucks. There was a couple of them left. So if you want this, or you have the version that doesn't work, go ahead and pick this up. It was cheap enough, but this is also out of print. You're not going to be able to get it too much longer. And a few of these versions were already on eBay for 50 bucks, which is horrible. But all those eBay ones, nobody knows that. I've messaged a couple of them. None of them are trying them. They're just eBay resellers that are finding these. They're putting them on eBay, and none of them know that the other version's not working. So I would definitely be wary of it. So this one does work, 100% verified. People in the comments told me I just got this one, so now I have bought this movie 4 times this month. Finally got one to work though. And then today I'm watching these two things. So these came in yesterday. Super stoked. This one I've never seen before, but it reminds me of this other movie with Phoebe Cates. A similar movie cover and the thing, but it's a different movie. So this one here, Private Lessons, never seen it. Watched the trailer. Super stoked. I know Brian was excited about this one, so I was like, I'm definitely watching it today. But it showed up. I forgot all about it, but this came from the UK. And there was something, I guess, with it that this movie was going to happen, and then it just kind of disappeared, and then it showed up again. And that's another conversation I want to have today: is the constant pre-orders, the talks about stuff being released, and then all of a sudden it just either disappears or it's being pushed back. Now I understand there's quality control issues and stuff like that, but if these studios are asking for money up front and we're pre-ordering it, and then it's just being pushed back, and there's no like word, like Just Married. Not Just Married, Just Friends was supposed to be out already. We were supposed to get this like this past Tuesday, and now it's being pushed out till March. I didn't hear anything being put out about it, no email. It just kind of got shifted to the right, and that one luckily wasn't it wasn't available for pre-order, so nobody spent any money on it. But all these other ones, I know I've done it a bunch of times. I'm still waiting on stuff from Imprint that should have happened in January. It got shifted to the end of February now. So I have an entire giant pre-order, which kind of screwed up my entire thing. So all my January budget went to that. It's not happening until February. So then I pre-spent all my February budget just to get stuff for January to be able to watch and enjoy and that. So I kind of flipped them around. So coming into February, I'm gonna lay low on the big orders, the pre-orders, the expensive stuff. I'm pretty much at my budget until that stuff ships from Imprint. So it's definitely a conversation to be had with the high prices and price gouging. We're going to talk about that. Some more Disney stuff is being announced, but no price yet. And I'm expecting a crazy, stupid price. Yeah, this one here. People complaining about the Dollars trilogy are people that just don't seem to want to understand. There's more than one country in the world. Yeah, 100%. And that's the conversation that I wanted to have. countries get their own version. Yes. So we live in a time, and I was talking to somebody else about this. So I was like, this is not a new conversation for me, but it is the reality of it's being put out in the UK. Yes, it was put out by Kino Lorber here, and that's the same thing that people are complaining about. But we live in a time now where we have the luxury to order stuff all over the world and or import stuff a lot easier than we ever did. So yeah, it's being put out in different countries. Now, if you were saying Kino Lorber put this out and then they got rid of it or it went out of print for Kino Lorber and then 6 months later Shout Factory's putting it out, 100%. Argue, be mad all day. I get it. But yeah, if it's being put out in different countries, nobody's asking you to buy it. Like that's one reality. But then two, Arrow Video has the UK stuff and they have the American stuff. So if you're, they're purposely not putting it on the American side. You can still import it if you want it. I don't have any of those films, and it's something I would like to check out. I can't even remember if I've even seen them. So I was like, I've definitely seen a lot of Westerns and I've seen some of the older Clint Eastwood stuff, but I can't recall if I've actually even ever seen those. It's been a long time if I have, and it's something I don't have in the collection. So I'll gladly grab those. And I kind of like how they're doing it. That was the other argument is how people were complaining that it wasn't in one big box set with all three of them together. I understand why they're doing it. It's because you're going to come back and get the next one. And when you get the next one, you're going to probably order a few more things. From a business standpoint, I completely understand it. From a consumer standpoint, I get where people want the box set. But I personally didn't even start buying box sets until just a few years ago. And so like before, for me, anytime there was like a big box set, I was always looking for the single version. So you have two sides of that coin all the time. And then you do have that solution of there's people that make custom box sets now. There's Blockbuster box sets talked about all the time. There's a bunch of other people that are talking about making box sets and making like custom stuff. So the reality is there's options out there, but yeah, it's the whole thing. There's different countries. Let's see. And as much as I want people to be region free, not everybody is. Yeah. Yeah, there's that conversation too. I talk to people all the time where people are just now getting free players. People are still on the fence about it, or there's people that import stuff, but they only import stuff if they know that it'll work in their player, and they've never even purchased a region free player. So that's another thing. Yeah, I was like, I would love everything to be region free, but it's not, and not everybody is, and not everybody will go that route. But yeah, speaking of that, I'm watching that today, and this one came from Germany. So we never got this here. I know a lot of people controversial, Bill Cosby, but I've said before, I don't care what he did or what he thinks or any of the celebrities think politically or anything. It's about the movie. I watched it when I was a kid. I like this movie, and it's not great. It's not a great movie at all, but something I like. My kid likes it. We're going to watch this afternoon, and the only version that on Blu-ray ever, I think, was just this German version. So glad to have this. This came in yesterday too. So we're going to watch those. Got that out of the way. Yeah, I was like, region free. I don't know why more people don't do it, especially you can get it pretty cheap now. Let's see. There we go. What do we got? Let's see. JJ the Collector happened with 3 of my Blu-rays. Basic Instinct, all some type of disc rot. No clue why. Yeah, I was like, that's rough. And now I can understand like the whole conversation of like the humidity and differences, like because that was one thing that a lot of people let me know, especially in the UK, that this has never happened to them. And I was like, and then they were like basically blaming me for the temperature of my house. I was like, well, I told you I bought it on eBay and it didn't work the day I got it. So it's not something I had. Nothing's ever happened like this in my collection in over the 25 years I've been buying this stuff. I've seen it out in the wild with the bronzing of the discs, but those discs I got from eBay had no indication whatsoever, no bronzing, no cloudiness, no nothing. It just doesn't work. And it was just something to talk about and to note. And then quite a few people from the UK decided to tell me that it had to do with like my temperature of the house, humidity, and I was like, everything. I've been to the UK. It's damp. It's damp. I was like, maybe it's not humid, but it's definitely damp. So I was like, I just kind of thought that was funny. But yeah, there's nothing indicating why, and then several people were reporting specifically on that disc too. Let's see, Blue Corner. Oh, and if you have a problem with pushed releases, don't ever start getting those 88 films or 88 titles you want. Yeah. Oh, I know. I know. I've been waiting on it. I was like, there's a couple I want to get, but I was like, I just like I said, the whole imprint thing and just switching out my thing. So I was like, come March, I should be settled again. And I did just get something really cool from Japan. So I was like, it's probably not for everybody, but it's a movie I love, and it's one of the movies that got ruined. That like I had a flood last year, and it kind of flooded into the closet that we have downstairs. That's full of all the movies and the whole bottom shelf. Like most of those movies got ruined, and so one of those movies like the paper, all the paper got ruined and crinkled for the cover art, and yeah, I could print a new one, but I was like, I just want something cool. So I got this from Japan. It's coming. I'm super stoked about it. So I'll show you guys. I'm not going to spoil it at all, but I'll show you guys because I was like, I like the film and I think the box set's cool, and it just goes back to like the older DVDs, and especially even in other countries, how they just get really cool releases like this. Something that we never got anything like this here in America, but this is just like a UK special edition, and it's just cool. So, yeah, I'm always looking for more of that stuff. And the US only getting 2 releases. At least you're getting at least you're getting some, not like Scream. Kino gives us Europeans anything at all. Yeah, sorry, brother. Sorry. See, Thomas says, I know I gave you a hard time last week about. Oh, I did order that. That's coming Monday, by the way, by Mark DeCascos. So I'll refrain from shaming you on not knowing if you if you've seen the no, I've not. I don't think I've seen the Dollar Trilogy. But I was like, I know I want it. I know I want to see it. And I was like, maybe I see it because like certain things like that, like they were always on cable back then. And so I just remember like sometimes flipping the channels and maybe I watched them, maybe I watched parts of them. Like, and sometimes I just like movies like that were never huge into my wheelhouse. My mom didn't like Westerns. And so like it would be like a Saturday afternoon if there was nothing better to watch. And so I have a few Westerns and I have, I have the good, the bad, the ugly. Like I have that one, but I don't think I have too many Clint Eastwood ones. I have True Grit, I have the original John Wayne one, and I do like the remake. Video Pro, I'm planning on modifying my Oppo 203 to be region free soon. Nice. I have discs here I want to watch. Nice, nice. Yeah, let us know how that works out because one, it's a good player, but two, modifying it and making it region free is the way to go. Good morning, 80s. Good morning, Quietly Games. Watched True Lies 4K for the first time. The transfer was not perfect, but pretty solid. Yeah, I've said that. And that was the thing. And then like when I say that, there are people that comment like I said the most horrific thing in the entire world. Like it's just like I like it. I like it. I have a good TV. All my settings are super low. I don't have any of that. Like I never ever said it was a perfect. I never said it was a reference disc, but I said it was changing your TV settings could change your experience. And you would think I said, like the most egregious thing in the entire world. Let's see. See, you don't know how to say it. Yes, I'm not even gonna play your games today. I don't, but I ordered the movie. Just chalk it up to my ignorance. Good morning, Brent. See, good morning. Curious, did you end up getting that Pam's coffee mug? No. Yeah, I'll do it today probably. It's like I kind of forgot. I was like, I want it. I thought about it. And I forgot, but I will. I got some other things. Let's see. But yeah, I should get that mug. I do like it. All right, we got that. So yeah, we have some stuff to talk about. I already mentioned how I have only this, but yeah, that's on the slate. I'm talking about that, and then these movies here. So I was like, before I forget, because we're going to talk about them, and I don't want to get sidetracked because I do get sidetracked. I know I do. So Arrow Video announced these, and these again, I think are only coming out in the UK. I don't think these were available for pre-order on the American side, and so Kino put these out a few years ago, and I had them. And I think I only had 2 on VHS for the longest time, and then Kino put these out, and I snagged them up day one. We're talking about FX and FX2. If you've never seen these are great flicks, great Saturday afternoon flicks. But basically, this guy here, he what was it? Brian Brown. He a special effects guy for movies, and the government hires him to fake kill somebody so they could put him in witness protection. But then very quickly, he's wanted for murder and trying to figure that out, and it's just really great. And then Brian Dennehy is a cop that kind of doesn't buy into this whole the whole narrative behind it. The government's doing some shady stuff. This guy's on the run. There's stolen money involved. But then, that one's good. I like this one, and obviously this is the first one. But then two is, I think, it's the one. I think it's the very first one I ever saw, and like not in the opening scene, but in the very beginning, they pull him back in to do some special effects thing and try to find this killer, this guy that's trying to go after women, and so they rig this whole thing up. So he thinks he's spying on her in the shower, and it's a whole part of the special effects thing. So I'm not going to ruin it. But then, again, like everything else, conflict happens, some things go awry, and then he's out on the run again. And he's trying to figure out what happened, trying to get the bad guys. And I like both of those films. Arrow Video is putting out a nice box set. I'm probably going to grab it because I like it, and then I'll just get rid of these. They're great transfers, and I think the Arrow Video is probably going to be the same transfer. I have to check into it, but it's also coming in a nice chunky box set. I'm a sucker for those. But yeah, these movies, FX and FX2, high recommend, and that Arrow Video set's coming out. I don't know if those are out of print, but I've had them for a long time, so I assume they are. What do we got? Let's see. Thomas, never heard of FX. See, you give me crap over the things I haven't heard of. But the premise is intriguing. Yeah, it was a Saturday afternoon film. I was probably like 12 or 13. Saturday afternoon, it was on, and the second one is the one I saw first. And that scene I turned on, it was the lady getting in the shower, and she's naked, and so it's just like 13-year-old me was intrigued, and so I watched the whole thing. Really great. And then I watched the first one. Not even that year. I think like a year or so later, I watched the first one, but then I only ever had the second one on VHS until these kinos were put out. But yeah, definitely check them out. What do we got? Quietly Games. Tom Arnold was the only person off in True Lies as far as the textures looking too smooth. Yeah, yeah. I was like, I didn't think so in the close up in the beginning when he's in the truck. I didn't think that was real off. But then like all the other shots of him like talking to Arnold and some of those closer up shots, yeah, definitely a little off. And then there was one of the characters, I don't remember who it was. Like they showed his face real quick. It was like a close up on the face, and the face was like really like whitewashed out. Like it was off. There was something really off about the color on that. Almost like a spotlight was being shined on his face. Like that's how kind of jarring it was. But other than that, yeah, I have a good time with the film. I think it's enjoyable enough. I had it only on VHS, so it's more enjoyable watching that than watching the VHS on the big screen. What do we got? Bird Person. Morning. FX is great. I've oddly bought and sold the Kino double feature for like $50 4 times now. Oh wow. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of those and probably get the other one because I was like that new box set is just really intriguing. But then here in America, we called it just this. It was just called FX and FX2, but I guess in Europe or the UK they had like more to the name. So it was like FX something and then FX2 something, and so they're on the Arrow Video. When I pull those up, they're on there. But yeah, for a second I was like, what is? I thought maybe it was like almost like a documentary that might have been including some of that stuff because the visuals are on there, and I'm like, that's from the movie. And so it took me a second to realize that that's just what the UK called it. Let's see. Any word on what Arrow Red Jacket tease is all about? No, I have no idea, and I don't even have a guess. So I guess we got to do a 2-hour stream today too. New Vinegar cinema titles announced in 90 minutes. Okay, yeah, we'll pull those up. We'll do those live. Oh yeah, it's the cinematograph. There's 2 cinematographs coming out. I'm kind of excited for. I haven't got everything, but I liked the little darlings I got, and then Going South. It shipped days ago, and I still haven't got it yet. So I'm expecting to get it this week. So that's something I'm looking forward to. So I was like, I have 2 cinematograph titles coming. I like the other movie, so I was like, I'm good to go on that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what they're announcing. Ah, I see you got Jackie Brown in 4K. I did really. It's one of my all-time favorites. I couldn't pass that one up, and it looks excellent. Sounds great. I don't think you can go wrong with that one. Yes. All right, so let's dive into this. So we have some still going on here in America for a couple more days. I think this sale ends on the second or the third. So I think maybe Monday or let's see, Sunday so the third. So yeah, Monday is the last day of the sale. So Barnes and Nobles here in America, and I was like, I'm pretty sure they don't ship internationally. It'd be kind of silly, but it seems like those Arrow Video titles on Amazon are being honored for that price. So it just seems was when I was looking at some of the Amazon titles, the prices were about half off today. So there, it looks like you can maybe get that. But let's see, what is it? Share the screen. We have some stuff. And I was like, I'm not going to run through them all again, but definitely the sales extended. If you haven't picked up anything from this Arrow Video sale or you had your eye on stuff, definitely go ahead and grab it. You can order online. Um, let's see. Yeah, 50% off your Arrow Video titles. You can order online, but then you can even go into the store. And then, like I said, I did notice a lot of this stuff was the same price on Amazon because I was looking at the Hellraiser Quartet of Torment. Um, and then there's a couple of them I didn't have. Like I never got the Weird Science 4K, but I don't think I'm going to. I have the Blu-ray. I'm fine with it. There was a couple of titles in here that I thought I wanted to get, and I was debating whether or not to go to Barnes and Noble today because there's a used bookstore out there that I had wanted to go to, and they're right next to each other, so it makes sense. I did get the Cell, so that's a cool pickup for half off. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing here on the page that I either don't have. Oh, Torso, something that's been in my wheelhouse. It's been recommended to me. It comes highly recommended. I haven't seen it. I'm willing to check it out. And at half off, I'd probably grab it. So yeah, I'm debating whether or not to go to the store today to get those. But then let's see, what do we got? So that's the only sales that I think that's going on right now. But then we have the overpriced Disney conversation. Now, there's no price on this yet. So it's not me, pitchforks and burning stuff down and like yelling and ranting, but I'm expecting Disney to put this out at a ridiculous price. And it's a movie that's not for everybody, but especially because it's the cartoon, the Moana 2 just got announced. I don't want to get it. I didn't see it in theaters. We didn't see it. My kid really wants to see it, but at the prices that they've been putting stuff out at, we didn't even get the Moana 1 movie. I found it at the used bookstore or the thrift store and found it for like a couple dollars. And that was the 4K. So I was like, that's where I'm at on this. But it is this conversation. There's no price on it yet, but they were announced. Oh, let me move down here where I feel better down here. All right, so there's a steelbook version of it. I know there's going to be people interested in it, and I love the animated stuff on the 4K format because it looks amazing, like complete color pops, and we had a really good experience watching the Croods on 4K last week. So the Moana 2 is probably going to look amazing, but one, it's not a me movie. Two, is this going to come out at the crazy price? And they haven't announced anything yet, and I just kind of expected it. And then when I was looking at that and thinking about that price, the Severin stuff that's being announced today or being announced for March, I think, on Amazon is a crazy price, but then it's like 30 something dollars on Severin's website. So it does seem to be an Amazon thing where they're putting it at a higher price and maybe they're testing the waters to charge more because if you're pre-ordering it at that higher price and even if it drops or maybe it drops to what the normal price should be, you feel like you're getting a discount. Either way, I feel it's deceptive practices. So we have that. And then this weekend Blu-ray. So there's things coming out this week. And I know a lot of people already got their keep. So it says January 27th through February 2nd. And a lot of this stuff I've already seen people talk about. Let me see if there's anything in here. There's a lot of stuff. But then I think, yeah, this is all the stuff. I don't think we're going to go over things because I didn't get all this stuff. But we have So this was everything that was released this week, and out of it, I don't think I have any of that. Let's see. There's the Vixens here, the Russ Meyer stuff from Severin Films. We've talked about that before. This Dario Argento opera, that one here, I guess was just released, but I know it's been released before by another company, so I don't know. So yeah, this is all the stuff that's been released. But out of all of it, the only thing I wanted and I didn't get was the Keep. But Imprint announced it, and already used is 109.99. So that's a crazy price, crazy scalper price. If you want to keep, don't get it from there. Don't pay the extra price. Imprint is putting one out soon, and everything that I've ordered from Imprint and Viavision, it's all region free. So it's in Australia, and they're normally region B in Australia, but all that Imprint stuff has always been region free, and you'll be able to get it at a fair price through them. It's coming out this year. It just says later on or early 2025. It doesn't have an actual date yet, but they're getting to keep as well. So that's the only one that I was really interested in, and I missed out on it. But I'm going to get that Imprint version. Let's see, we got that one. So I was like, but yeah, I was like to see that it sell out that quick. It's a movie that's another one that flew under my radar. I don't know nothing about it. I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, it sold out that quick, and you already see the scalper prices. $100 Amazon price, nuts, absolutely nuts. Let's see, Uncle Dave's Movie and Toy Channel. Good morning, brother. Thomas, I picked up American Werewolf in London and RoboCop from the Arrow sale. Nice. You can't go wrong with those ones. Trick or Treat. Oh yeah, that's a great one. It's a great one. That's a good 4K too. Let's see. Ryan says, "What media type do you suggest when buying old sci-fi like Scanners or Beastmaster or Crawl?" Um, Honestly, I have them on Blu-ray and some of them on 4K, but uh, it really depends. Like if you have an old television, the older formats, the VHS, the DVDs, even the Blu-rays will look great on an old TV. I've got an old HD TV here. I've got the old CRT TV here. Those look great. Now I have a VCR hooked up downstairs to my 4K TV just to check things out sometimes or to get that aesthetic. But even an old VHS, like it's watchable, but it's not great. It's definitely not great. Same thing with DVDs. So for me, it really all depends on how I'm watching it. Very rarely do I watch a VHS or a DVD downstairs on the 4K TV, but I've done it. So it's one of those things, personal preference. For me, I like a lot of those older films on the older aesthetic, the older format. I like the fuzz and the crackles, but again, I watch them up here when I do that. For Same thing for the new version of Terrifier. So Terrifier 2, I don't like the Terrifier movies. I've talked about it before. They are on 4K. They look so incredibly real. I just don't get into them. I don't like them. I don't get into them. But Terrifier 2 on VHS, having that look makes it feel like a film again instead of watching like a window into reality. And so I like that. And it really all depends. But a lot of those older sci-fi films, I like the fact that they've been restored on Blu-ray, but I almost always watch them up here. Slim Broco, F Disney. Yes, I was like, I feel you there. I feel you there. Glenn, good morning. Why aren't Arrow doing the Dollars trilogy as a box set? I honestly think it's because most people are just going to buy the box set. It's going to cost quite a bit of money, and they want to sell out of them. So if they're doing them once a month, you're getting them. I think it's twofold. You look at it from a corporate business standpoint of if you buy the one and you want to buy all three, you're going to come in the month that it's being sold. You're going to buy that. You're probably going to buy another title or two, save on shipping, get everything all at once. You're going to come back next month. It's just kind of like the streaming model, get you to keep coming back. So that's part of it, I think. And then the other part is if they put all three together, you're at the higher price point. How many of those, the Mexico trilogy, did they sell? And granted, the Mexico trilogy isn't for everybody. A lot of people don't like the first one. A lot of people only like Desperado. So that's why they sold really well on the Desperado Steelbook. But how many of those, the Mexico trilogy, did they sell? And then they used that information to look into, all right, we're going to put out the Dollars trilogy, but we didn't sell a ton of these at that higher price point. And I think the Dollars trilogy, if they did that, they probably would have did like a nice, chunkier, thicker box set. So then that also adds to the cost. It's one of those. It's really just cost, I think. I don't think it's deceptive. I don't think it's partly to, to kind of screw over the consumer. I think it really had more to do with that Mexico trilogy. Ryan says, just rewatches the first Avengers film. Awesome. I hate Disney, but Marvel did have some pretty solid run. Yeah, I was like, I don't love all those Marvel movies, but I like some of them. I do like some of them. More Rich. I'm hoping for Sneakers 4K is really coming. Did Kino Lorber confirm any details yet? No, but I'm super stoked about that one. So as far as I know, I haven't seen any solid details of what's coming out. It's probably just going to be the bare bones like they do all the time. And I'm not even expecting like any upgraded audio. I think we're just going to get the same audio we had on the Blu-ray, but really looking forward to it. It's one of my favorites. I have a couple copies of it, and it's one of the ones that I watched as a kid. And it's not a kid movie. It's not. I never found it like inappropriate or anything, but it's not a kid movie. I remember when I was a kid, like everybody was bored by it. All the kids my age were bored by it, but I freaking loved it. Mike says, "You see, they're putting out a Soka set in Soka set in the UK that includes 4K BD and a BD. Um, why did they make 4K only in the US? I don't know. I don't know. I was like, I think some of the times, like it seemed like in the US, we're getting not just the shaft, but we're getting price gouge on a lot of things. Willow specifically got 4K only here, but then every other country had the 4K and the Steelbook. I'm pretty sure. I ordered mine. I ordered the regular standard slipcover version from France, and those were also cheaper. Like you looked at the France prices and the UK prices, they were comparable to all of their other releases, where here in America we got screwed. And then also the same thing, like I have noticed other versions of movies that had either extra special features, or they had a Blu-ray included, or they had a Blu-ray option, like Panic Room. Panic Room's getting released, and pretty much everywhere is getting this Steelbook, but there's a few countries that are getting a Blu-ray too, and we're not. And so yeah, I think it's more price gouging and kind of screwing people over. But then it could be the fact that maybe they buy more Blu-rays in those other countries, and we're not. Most more people are holding out. So I was like, I can't really give a solid answer on that one. I have some speculation, but that's about it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, we got that. Let's see. Oh, somehow it jumped all the way back to the beginning. What the heck? That's weird. All right, here we go. 1,000% weight on the keep. It's still a bootleg in essence. Oh, what? I don't. I have to look more into that. That's news to me. News to me. But it's also something I've never seen either. Beastmaster VSU is great. I have Beastmaster. I have it behind me, but I don't have the VSU version. So I have the standard slip. I have some of the VSUs, but that's one I missed out on. I kind of wish I didn't, but I love the movie and happy to have the version I have. But yeah, the VSU would have been nice. Would have been nice. Are you picking up April Fool's Day or Sea of Love? I'm picking up both of them. I have Sea of Love on VHS, and I haven't watched April Fools in a long time. But yeah, Sea of Love is great, and that's one. I think it flies under most people's radar. But April Fool's Day, oh, it's so good. I'm getting that one day one. I'm not set up for 4K, and I don't want to buy a player. And a lot of these movies are out of print on Blu-ray. Yeah, that's completely understandable. And I know a lot of people don't want to do it, but I was like, you could get a cheap 4K player if that was your only solution. I'm not, you do whatever you want to do. I'm not telling you to do it, but you could still hook up a 4K player really cheap, and then still keep buying Blu-rays as much as you can. But that one-off movie, it's worth getting. I was like, you can get. It's like I think the last time I saw, an inexpensive 4K player was about $100. It's not it's not a cheap price, but it's not a crazy price either. So you can get into it pretty cheap if you want to have those one-off films, the just in case films. But I totally get it. If you don't want to switch the format, I get it. But at the same time, like you look at like back when DVD came out, like it wasn't long after DVD came out, just a few years before VHS just went away altogether, and then it was just DVD only, and then Blu-ray came out. So the fact that we're still putting out DVDs brand new and Blu-rays and 4Ks. Like by the time we had the 4K format, I assumed DVD would be completely phased out. And then by now, it's been almost a decade, right, since 4K's been out. So I think by now, like Blu-ray should have been phased out already. But I get if you don't want to change, I understand it. There's a lot of people that have complained about it. There's a lot of people that haven't upgraded their entire system yet. So like to upgrade everything to then upgrade then they have the entire Blu-ray collection. It does create an entire conversation, and I can understand where you're coming from. I can understand where you're coming from. Let's see. Thomas says, "I've got it set up with 4 CRT TVs and set up like storage used to do." Yes, and that's where the VHS, Laserdisc, and DVD are watched. This is the way. Yes, it is. That's a pretty cool setup. Pretty cool setup. All right, we got that. We got the stuff this weekend there. All right, so Severin was another one that came up. So they have their announcements, but then when you go to the links that are posted for Amazon, when you go to Blu-ray.com, it takes you to these links, and these are, I think, overpriced. Let's see, share the screen. But then when you go to Severin, they're in the $30 price range. So now they're a boutique label that does charge a little bit more of a premium price for their products. But for Amazon to be showing this price, I think is crazy. So when you come in here, this Motorcycle, $60 price tag. So this one here, it's a movie I've never seen. It's a Russ Meyer film. It's definitely a cult classic kind of thing. There's a huge fan base for this stuff, huge fan base for Russ Meyer and Severin Films. I think they're great. But $60, I think, is an astronomical, outrageous price for that. And I understand the stuff costs money, but then when you go to, let's see, close this out. Go to where's it? Severin Films. Here we go. You go to Severin Films to their site, and the price is now $36 with like they're showing a $50 price tag with a line crossed out through it. So again, it just feels like Amazon's either trying to do something deceptive with asking for the higher price and justifying, well, if people are pre-ordering it at this price, then you can charge more, or they're just when they lower it when it ships, so you feel like you've got a good deal, they're only lowering it to the normal price, and so you're not. So I think all around it's deceptive. So when you go here, same movie is 36 bucks, and it has a $49 price tag, $36, and I don't know. I don't buy a lot of stuff through Severin. I have only 2 Severin titles in my collection. So I was like, I'm not even sure if that's how they always do it, where they put the bigger price tag, or if this is just an initial sale and eventually it'll be $50. I'm not really sure. But either way, $36 is definitely a more justifiable price for a cult classic film on a label like Severin, where Amazon is asking $60 initially. Get out of here. Yeah, so that's another one. But then we have the Arrow Video April announcements. These are the things that I'm actually really excited for. And again, this is something that is UK only stuff. So maybe we're getting it in the US or something we've already had in the US. We have a few things I'm excited for, and I'll be getting the other ones too. So let's see, share this screen. So this Arrow Video here. So we have the very first one here, Long Kiss Goodnight. I am so excited about this one. I love the artwork on it. And this one comes out in April. So this one here, I love that artwork. The other artwork that they're showing on the UK site, I wasn't a super fan of it, but this one, I'm in, all in. I love it. This is going to be a day one pre-order. This is a standard slipcover, no big chunky box set. And that question gets asked sometimes is like, why did this film get one and why did another film not get one? If every film gets a chunky box set or a big premium edition, then they're not special. It goes to that same whole conversation. If everyone's super, then nobody's super. So it's just like if that's the standard of a big chunky premium box set, and then you're paying that higher price, then like it's not special anymore. Now, this is a good film. I like it. I'm glad they're putting out a single slipcover. But even if it had like the bigger chunky box set, that wouldn't sell me on it. Like the film itself, I love the film, and so I'll buy it anyway, and I'm glad to have it. But yeah, the slipcover version I think is perfectly fine. That's going to be a day one. I just picked up the Blu-ray a couple months ago after just only having the VHS for years. So this is I love that movie. So really glad that that's being put out, and I'm glad that there wasn't like a 4K or something last year that I had picked up because I would have passed on it at that point, but then I would have been kind of like not in a FOMO situation, but I would have been like a I wish I got that kind of thing. So I'm glad that I only got that regular Blu-ray last year. We got that one. And then this is something that's interesting they're putting out. We talk about getting more Asian cinema. I mean, I do. I talk about getting more Asian cinema. So this is the V Cinema Essentials, Bullets and Betrayal. So it's a box set that includes several titles. I don't remember exactly how many, a couple titles, but V Cinema Essentials was like basically Japanese TV movies. So that's an interesting thing. You don't usually see that, but there's more and more TV movies being put out. So this box set it seems to be including everything. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine titles. That's a big box set there, and I'm not sure what the price is on that one, but it's coming out in March. I don't know if I'm going to get it, but definitely something to talk about. I'm very interested, and like I said, I want more Asian cinema in my life. Now, this is something 100%. We already talked about it. I showed off my FX Kino version, but this box set, this is going to be a day one purchase. It's a big chunky box set. It's coming out of the UK. America doesn't have a version, but yeah, they call it the Grand Illusion. And then each title had like a name to it. So I kind of think the second one was FX2, the Grand Illusion. But either way, it took me a second. So at first I was like, is this some kind of documentary about special effects and that's included? But I was like, no, that's 100%. All four of those things are from those two movies. So I was like, it has to be a box set. And yeah, that's going to be a day one order there. Let's see what we got. So yeah, you're getting this mini poster. I don't care about the mini poster. I don't care about these stickers. That's something that Arrow included in the Demolition set. I think it's stupid. Some people like stickers. If that's your thing, totally fine. I don't like it. I don't need it. I don't care. But then the book, like whatever the book's gonna have, if it's full of background information about the movie, I'm super excited. I'm only buying this film for the films and the box set. All the extra stuff on this one, other than the book, I don't care about. And I know as we talk about that all the time, people don't like the extra stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Bird person, your content is dope, so keep it up. Send over that never ending story. I promise I'll send it back. Oh no, that was a day one pre-order. I got the messages on that when I rolled out of bed. There's no way I'm parting with that one. No way. Um, what were your thoughts? Let's see. What were your thoughts on 7 4K? I see Fincher changed some things, and it looks even darker than the Blu-ray disc. There was like at the end, there was a noticeable darkness when, especially on Kevin Spacey's face when he sat on the ground. There's a scene where he was much darker, but other than that, like I think the 4K looks great. I have my gamma adjusted. I've been saying contrast, like, and somebody called me out on it. Like I have my gamma up on my television a little bit, which does change some of the contrast levels and does make it a little bit brighter. And so I have that up a skosh, but not a ton. And that was the only scene that really kind of stood out to me of being like, hey, it was much brighter on the Blu-ray. But overall, I think it's a top-notch 4K. I think the restoration was great. The little bit of AI they did, I couldn't tell, but as I was watching it, I kind of had a feeling it was in the car scene, and I guess that's where it was. So it didn't stand out to me as being like, oh my God, they did AI and they scrubbed everything. But I just figured like the way it was shot, especially with the cage in front of Kevin Spacey's face, like it seemed like that would have been a hard scene to shoot. And then all of the stuff out the windows seemed to be a little bit more kind of off in the distance or out of focus. And so I was like, that had to be where they put some of that AI, and that I guess that's where it is. Other than that, nothing stood out to me as being wrong, overwashed. Like I don't think there was anything wrong with that at all. But that it was something to point out is that one scene for me I felt was a little bit darker. But like I said, I did also amp up my gamma on my television. Let's see. Captain Horror. Nice, nice, brother. Morning, morning. The keep was never really finished by man versus cleaned up by the footage. Oh, but it's not a completed film. Oh, really? I didn't know that. All I meant by bootleg. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. No, I just didn't understand. I never saw the film. I didn't know anything about it. I just know that it got announced. I knew it existed. Like I kind of remember seeing that poster somewhere at some point. So it's just like one of those things where I kind of knew about it, but I never saw a trailer. I didn't get into it, and nobody ever showed it to me. No one ever recommended it. They announced it, and then next thing you know, the thing was sold out faster than anything else I ever saw. So I was like, I didn't understand. And so to you telling me that it's kind of an unfinished film, it's weird. Weird. Let's see. Frank says, morning 80s. Morning, buddy. Morning, buddy. Josiah, nice. Good morning. Are you planning on getting the last voyage of Demeter on 4K? I have the Blu-ray. And I think the Blu-ray's fine. I think the Blu-ray's fine. I think it's really good. It's a movie that I'm pretty sure was shot digitally. It looks phenomenal on the Blu-ray. And so I didn't have any reason to double dip on that movie. And then even though I love vampires, I love Dracula, I'm super into it. I love Bram Stoker's Dracula. So this that one, it's not my all-time favorite. I think it's decent, but like I said it before, like when I talked about the movie when I first bought it, is I think it's a decent film, but there's a reason why that was like a really short part in the book. I don't even think it was like a full chapter. Like it might have been a full chapter. I just don't remember, but it was such a short part in the book. Then to make the whole movie out of it, I don't know. I not that I was bored. I think I wanted more by the end of it. And so it's if there's another one coming, a sequel, 100% I'll get it. But yeah, it's like I don't think I need the double dip on it. And if I do, it'll be a sale. It'll have to be a sale because I was like I just picked it up like last year, but maybe early last year. So I've had it in the collection for a little while. But it's just one of those things. I didn't need a double dip on it. I think my main issue is that so many discs have playback issues. Yes, that's another conversation. I think it's a bit of the manufacturing issues and the players not having great quality control. Oh, 100%. There's reports that some discs play perfectly fine on certain players, or certain features with Dolby Vision might not work or might look wonky. Like I know specifically on Risky Business, the Risky Business 4K, on one of the settings I have for Dolby Vision on my Panasonic player. If I just leave it where it is, like I think it's Dolby Vision Bright or Light, whatever my TV does, it goes from scene to scene. So like there's a scene where he's in the driveway and he's walking and it's kind of getting darker, and then the very next scene he's in his kitchen. That's like a jarring like jump from like the light source. But then there's the scene where they're sitting at the table in the little cafe or restaurant or whatever that is in the beginning, and it goes from person's face to person's face, and that it's like bright, dark, like almost like somebody's turning a light on and off. And then at the end, when he's being interviewed, when it goes from him to the next person, like it's same thing. Like it shoots over to her, and it's just she's really bright. And then when I put it in my Sony player, it didn't have that issue at all. And then when I put it on like Dolby Dark, I didn't notice it either. But then I guess that same kind of issue that I'm talking about with Risky Business, other people have mentioned with other films with specific players. So that's just an interesting thing, and it also doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, the quality control, certain movies not being played back, or problems like literal problems where we need disc replacements. It's definitely becoming an issue, especially as this stuff gets more and more expensive. Oh my God. Let's see. Is the Dollars trilogy a new scan? That was, I think it was. That's the issue. I think there was somebody talking about that. That's all that matters. If it's just scamming, the slipcover bros, yeah, it's like I don't know. Like the slipcover bros are, that's a whole conversation to me. I don't care about slipcovers, but that is the conversation. Is this is being released in the UK, and the other time it was released by Kino, that was released in America. So they're two different countries. We just live in a time where we have the luxury of going to Amazon or another place or ordering directly and having it sent to us. We never had that luxury 10, 15, 20 years ago. And if we did, it wasn't as easy as it is now. So that's another thing. But yeah, I thought somebody was saying it's a new scan, but I didn't read it yet. Let's see. Oh wait, why did we? It keeps jumping all the way back. Every time I click on something, it goes all the way to the beginning. There we go. There we go. I think the Kino Lorber versions are all SDR. Yeah, I was like, I'm not sure. Not sure. I never picked them up. I know that. It's still dope, but just YouTube it. Yeah, you can always YouTube it. All right, we got that. Let's see. Talking about Severin, talking about that. April Arrow video announcements. Is there anything else before I get off of there? Oh, the Dollars trilogy. So the Dollars trilogy, new 4K restoration by Arrow Films. Here, I'll share this. Yeah, so it's a new restoration by Arrow, and they've done that before, where they've done their own restoration. Not always, but they have done it before. So this is probably worth getting if you're into it. If you already have it, maybe the double dip is good for you. I don't have these, so I'm going to be getting these. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, new disc. Let's see, where is it? Am I looking at? Oh, sorry, that was the Long Kiss Goodnight. Oh, that was a mistake. All right, FX. Here we go. So yeah, so Fistful of Dollars 4K is a new 4K restoration from the original two-part Technoscope negative. Okay. Dolby Vision HDR presentation of the film. Nice. And then, so there's nothing on the Blu-ray. So it seems like the Blu-ray is from one of the previous restorations. Or if it is from this restoration, it doesn't indicate it there. Fistful of Dollars, new 4K restoration from the original 2-perf Technoscope negative. Nice. And seems like that's it. See, Fistful of Dollars. So that's the only one there. It's Fistful of Dollars. All right, so I guess Fistful of Dollars is, but I don't see anything on the other ones. So I'm going to assume that they are as well. If they put all that work into Fistful of Dollars, why wouldn't they scan the rest and do the rest? So yeah, that new 4K scan, 100%. I was going to get it anyway. Now I'm super happy about this, and I'll be really looking forward to it. Mike says, Fistful of Dollars, I remember being heavily yellow biased. It might be. Yeah, it might be. It seems like a lot of the westerns from that time period were, or what I remember when I was watching them when I was a kid. Mike says, Kino Lorber's Good, Bad, Ugly also includes the extended cut. Oh, nice. I don't have that. I think I have the Good, the Bad, the Ugly, the original Blu-ray that was put out. That's all I have. Let's see. You don't see the Dollar Trilogy because they're not releasing in April. That's right. I realized it afterwards. Blue Corner. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me in check. That's right. All right, we got that. I got that covered, and then what we got? All right, so this one here, this has been put out before. It's been put out a few times on Blu-ray. I have the imprint version. I did have the Kino Lorber version, but then that was put out quite a while ago. So now there is this 4K coming out. I know a lot of people are interested in it. It is a cult classic. It's a movie I love, and Jennifer Connelly's in it. I don't think you can go wrong. It's career opportunities, but it's also Kino Lorber. If you have the Blu-ray, maybe you're not going to need to double dip because I believe there was a the Blu-ray looked good. The Blu-ray looks good. The imprint version I have looks great. I don't think there's a difference between the imprint version and the Kino Lorber version. They look really similar to me, but I didn't like look at it under a microscope. I watched one film. I watched the next film. But then let's see. Go back to this. Let's see. Career opportunities. Let's go to the Blu-ray because it'll say what it was scanned in. A lot of times it'll say from like a 2K scan. Yeah, 2K scan on the Blu-ray, and that was done in 2021. So I bought that day one. That was a day one purchase for me. The Blu-ray right now is $18. But this is coming out. It'll be at that range, $25, $26. But then you can almost always get a Kino Lorber title on sale around the $18 to $20 price range. Let's see, am I sharing the screen? Yeah, I am. So yeah, that's one. I know a lot of people. The original Blu-ray, I don't think it ever came with a slipcover, but I know at that time I was still throwing slipcovers away. I only keep them on my boutique labels, but I just find them more of a hassle. They get damaged and wrecked, and they just look horrible on the shelf. But other than that, and I was like, I know not everybody has this situation, but when you got kids, they're not easy on any of your stuff. So yeah, I was like, I never had the slipcover. So if you're a slipcover person, that's coming with one huge positive thing. But I think my entire Kino Lorber collection, I think there's maybe 3 slipcovers on that entire collection, and I probably have a couple hundred of them now. So yeah, that's something. I love the movie. I don't think I need the 4K on this. Like I said, I'm very happy with my imprint version. And I still have that Blu-ray, so I was like, I want to give that Blu-ray to somebody that wants it. But yeah, this one here, it's good to note. I know if you don't have it, obviously pick it up. It's probably going to be a great image. The Blu-ray was amazing. I had a good time with that. Yeah, but I was like, I don't think I need it. I don't think I need it. Even if this one came out in like a nice big chunky box set, I still don't think I need it. To double dip. If I didn't have it in the collection at all, it would be a day one purchase for sure. We got that one. Then this. We talked about it before. I showed off my VHS, but we have the Stripes 4K Steelbooks coming out. Now, this is something that while I love the movie, it definitely is high up there. I hate the Steelbook only option. I think it's stupid. Not everybody likes the Steelbooks, but then if that's the only version that's coming out, it's just kind of frustrating. Then let's see, what are you getting? Oh wow, that's too big. Showing there, yeah. Let's see, I don't know why it's that big. Let's see, yeah. So it's like nice interior if you're into Steelbooks. I think the entire aesthetic of this is just top notch. You get the brick building, everything about it. I think this is a phenomenal looking Steelbook. I'm just not a Steelbook collector. I don't think I need it. Let's see, what is that back cover? Oh, the back cover is just images from the movie. Oh, it's pretty neat. I like it. I like the touch they did because it's photographs like GIs would have. It works. I like it. That's a great comedy. One of my favorites. Like I said, I only have the VHS. I want it. Let's see. Is that getting another version somewhere else though? I think it is. Let's see. I'll check. Stripes. Stripes. So yeah, it's showing that it was part of the Columbia Classics collection. The UK is getting. Oh no, no. Yeah. No, the only other version is showing in every country, Canada, Germany, UK, all of them. The other version it's showing is the Columbia Classics. So it seems like that one's coming out in Steelbook everywhere it's being released. Let's see. Mike says, I wonder what happened to Lost in Translation 4K. I remember Kino Lorber announcing it and then pulling it, wondering if Criterion will release it. Well, that would be, if that was a Criterion release, 100% day one, I'd grab that one. Kino Lorber, I mean, I would totally get it too, but like, that's one, because I have the ability to go to Barnes and Noble and go to the store and pick it up. That's probably why it would be a day one for me if it was a Criterion. The other thing, like if I have to order it, it's a movie I enjoy. I don't have it in the collection, and I don't feel that it's going to sell out like wicked fast, and so I don't have the FOMO on it, and I need to get it. So anything I have to order online for that specific movie, definitely I would probably just wait on it, wait for a sale. But if I could go to Barnes and Noble and pick it up in the store, day one. Let's see what do we got. Blue Corner says the first Blu-ray release of the Dallas trilogy from Kino was bad. Oh wow, they fixed it on the 4K, but yeah, they don't have the HDR. Yeah, no Dolby Vision, no HDR. I'm looking forward to this set. Mike says, I wonder if Arrow's using the same sources or new MGM's new ones. MGM's historically bad at preserving their original camera negatives. Yeah, I was like, it's one of those things that's very unfortunate. Somebody was talking about like some of the guys that used to throw the stuff away, and some of the people that used to try to preserve it and protect it, and it's one of those things where it's like studios didn't care about any of this stuff until pretty much our lifetime. Like in the past 40, 50 years is when it seems like they started to care about this stuff. Yeah, 100%. Well, Fox was much better at preserving their source materials. Plus, it's had multiple releases over the years, so they take care of it. Yep, 100%. Let's see, what do we got? Stripes, Foul Play. So this is another one. It's come up quite a few times, but then you're getting a Blu-ray release, and this is not the first time it's been on Blu-ray, but we're talking about Foul Play, and this is the first time it is coming to 4K, I believe. But this is one that I'm interested in. I have it, but I want to get it because I want to get the 4K because one, I've had the Blu-ray for quite a while, so it's not a big deal to double dip. But then I really want Seems Like Old Times, the other one with Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn. I want that to come out. It's never been off DVD, and that to me, I like Seems Like Old Times a lot better. Charles Grodin's in that one, and Foul Play is good. Like it's decent. It's a nice Saturday afternoon film, but I think Seems Like Old Times is damn funny. Like it's a hilarious premise. It's a really great film, and the fact that it's never been on Blu-ray, it's kind of a shame. Like I wonder if there's some kind of rights issues or it's just one of those things that people really forgot about. But this one, I'm pretty sure it was put out on Blu-ray like by Kino Lorber before. But either way, you're getting this now, and it comes out in April. So it's another one. It's one I'm going to get probably in the day one era ish. Like if this comes out at like $26, I already have it. I don't need it. But at $18, $19 day one, I'd get it day one. Yeah, but that one, yeah, Foul Play, not a bad film. Good Saturday afternoon one. Just it seems like old times. I feel like it's just a shame that that has never been put out on Blu-ray. Then we got the Eureka announcements. Now, I don't really think anything is in here that's super exciting to me. I'm interested in this Laurel and Hardy Silent Years for Eureka, and I have a few Eureka things, but in general, not like the not the biggest. Like I forget about them. I easily forget about them. There's not a ton of titles that haven't been released other places or here in America that I got. The few I have, like I picked up Blackenstein. I picked that up from Eureka. I got a couple titles from them, but this one here, these are their announcements. Let's see, where's my screen? Close this one. Too many windows up, guys. Too many windows. All right, so The Adventurers, something I don't know about. Something, let's see, let's click on this title. So this one was out in 95 originally. This comes out in April. So you're looking at Asian cinema. I'm in on that. I'm interested. Something worth checking out, but I don't know if I need that one. So that one was under my radar. This one here looks pretty interesting. The Magnificent Chang Che, however you say that. I mess everything up. That one I would probably get. That seems like it's right up my alley. This is a Shaw Brothers film. It's something I would have been watching back in the late '90s on Saturday afternoons. So that's something I would be interested in. But then this one here, 100%. I don't think I need this at all day one, but something I would pick up. So the Laurel and Hardy Silent Ears. I don't know if this has been put out through other companies or if this is the only way you can get it. But yeah, that's something I would get. I like some of those older things. I like Laurel and Hardy. I don't have a ton of silent films, but I would check that out. Let's see, what do we get? And then 101 Films is putting out a few things here. Now they're putting out some cult classics. Now this one here, I was actually a little bit more excited about. I don't know if everybody is, but for cult classics, this is high up there on my list. And you know, it's a sci-fi flick. You have let's see, what is this? Trancers. So this is something that I don't know if anybody else is excited about this one, but I saw this and I was like, oh man, I think I want it. So it's been a while since I've revisited this one. I don't know, maybe since I was a kid. Let's see, Trancers. So this one here, if you've never seen this one, so the guy he gets sent back in time, but it's like a weird thing. So like he doesn't just get to go back in time. He's got to go back in time into one of his ancestors, and then he's got to stop this other guy who's trying to turn people into like zombies. So it's like it's an interesting movie, but all around kind of schlocky, kind of cult classic, definitely a Saturday afternoon film. And if you have that mentality of like it's so bad it's good kind of thing, like it might fall into that category for you. Not one of my all-time favorites, but yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen it, so I'd like to watch that one again. Came out in 1984. It's an old film, so yeah, that one's pretty solid, and you can get it from Zavvi. It's coming out in March. And I think the pre-orders might be up on 101 Films right now. I'm not sure. I have to double check that. But yeah, that's one. I think it's pretty solid, and I like the slip boxes that they do. The fact that they're numbered. I don't need to collect all of them when they number them like that, but on the shelf, I like to have them in numerical order. So I do like the numbers on the spines. But yeah, coming out on 4K and Blu-ray, that's a pretty solid one. I like the art. Helen Hunt is in this one, a young Helen Hunt. I don't think she was like naked or anything. I remember when I was a kid, but I just remember young Helen Hunt was in it. It's a good film. Good film. Let's see. Mike says, I'm very surprised Amazon didn't buy physical media rights to MGM's library. Right. I think Warner Brothers currently has the rights. Amazon has the money to go back and restore them, press and distribute 4Ks. They do, but there was something about it. I mean, like they're putting some of that MGM stuff out there, so I was like, it would feel like it was one hand washes the other kind of thing if they didn't have the rights to it. But like, just like I think you're right. They have the money, they have the power. Like it would be easy, and it would just be more money for everybody. I'm surprised. Pre-order all 3 Eurekas right away. Ha ha ha. The Laurel and Hardy. Volume 2 was a must. Yeah, I was like, I think I gotta get it. I think I gotta get it. Craig, nice. Welcome. I see it looks like the Steelbook for Jackie Brown behind you. No, it's the slipcover with the slipcover still on it. So it's the standard version. That's what I have. Do you like the look of the movie? I'm having my Steelbook delivered today. Nice, nice. Enjoy that. Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it. It's one of my all-time favorites. As like you can see, I got the other Jackie Browns behind there too. Out of all the Tarantino films, like that's the only one that I have doubles or multiple copies of the different versions, because I actually have this thing I've talked about a few times, but I have this. I take it to my in-laws, so it's a portable DVD player. I take it to my in-laws because they don't have a DVD player. I could also it has cords where I can even hook it up to their TV if I wanted to. But then yeah, when we go to my in-laws for like a 4-day weekend or we go up there for any length of time, there's always a time period where I'm bored of everybody and I just want to watch movies. And so I still have my DVDs and there's that. So it's like, yeah, I love the film, absolutely love the film. And I think the 4K is really good. I don't know. I don't know if I would call it a reference disc, but I think it's a pretty solid 4K for sure. I was like, I have to go through it again, but yeah, I was like, I just watched it the one time. Let's see. What do we got? There's that one, and then there's this other cult classic coming out of 101 Films, but this one here, it wasn't showing up on the Blu-ray.com stuff. So actually, I found it when I went to 101 Films this morning, and this is another one that I would love to revisit. Now, I think you can watch this one on like one of the streaming services. I think it's available. When I looked it up IMDb, it's still available. So I might check it out before I pull the trigger. But I think the price point's pretty solid on it. And I mean, it says $18 US for this Blu-ray. And let's see, I'm not sharing it. I love the artwork on it. So I'm 100%. I think I need this one. And it's a movie with Melanie Griffith. I don't think it's a cult classic though. But we're talking about Fear City. Ah, so good. So good if you haven't seen this one. Let's see. Right here. Psychopath is on the loose in Manhattan who's stalking and mutilating beautiful strippers employed by booking agents Matt Rossi, Tom Berenger. So yeah, you have Tom Berenger, Jack Scalia, Billy D. Williams, Melanie Griffith. This is 100% a cult classic film, one of those Saturday afternoon films. It's something that I don't know anybody that saw this back in the day. This is something that you would have seen at the video rental store and grabbed on a whim. And the original movie poster, I don't think I liked it. But this cover art that they put on the box, I'm in. And then this whole thing with the legs. Oh, you can't see it. Let's see. Yeah, right here. It's showing you these legs. Whew, big fan. Big fan. But yeah, for the $18 price tag, I really don't think you go wrong. And then if we go to this black label here, so the 4K they're having for $27 US, and I'm sure that's not shipping. So UK tax free on overseas orders. So you're gonna have looks like you're gonna have shipping. I've never ordered anything directly from them, but free shipping in the UK, tax free on international orders. You're gonna have to pay shipping. I don't think they offer any buy X amount and you get free shipping because I don't see it advertised, but they might. And yeah, this one here, big fan. $27. I don't think you can go wrong with that. So I think I'm going to be like going hard on some of these 101 films. Johnny Mnemonic is a movie I don't have in my collection, and I haven't seen it in a long time. So this one here, $16. I think I might just go a little overboard on 101 films coming soon. And I do love Howard the Duck, and I do collect some of the other versions. So I'll probably just pick this one up out of just because I think I need it. I think I need it. So that's a solid one. All right, there we got that. So stop, man. Send the never-ending story to me, coward. No, it's a good one though. Just picked up the WandaVision Complete Series 4K Steelbook at Walmart on clearance for $25. Nice, nice, nice. You can't go wrong. I don't think $25 for the series is a bad price. I never got into it, but yeah, I was like, for that price, I don't think you go wrong. What do we got? So talked about that. Talked about the 101 films. Trancers is the other one. Talked about, let's see, Fear City. Den of Thieves 2. So now Den of Thieves 2 is something I'm very interested in. It's high on my radar, but I honestly don't remember the first one. So, I like heist films. I know I watched the first one. I honestly don't remember it. And it was a long time ago. I think that one came out like maybe 8 years ago or so. I was like, you have to let me know if I'm wrong, but I was like, I feel that that first one was out like forever ago. So I was like, it's a good jump in time for a sequel. Not too bad. I think it's within a decade, I guess. But Den of Thieves 2, interested. It looks like he's gonna flip sides. You got Gerald Butler. in the trailer, it seems like he wants to pull the heist. He wants to pull the job. He's flipping sides. I don't know if that's like there's going to be a twist or another thing. So I haven't seen this one. I know it was out. Everyone's excited. I like the cover art. It's a little bit more. I mean, it's not crazy. It's not crazy, but it's a little bit more than we usually get of just people on the covers. And this one's coming out of a studio. So you have the red cover, the bank job in the background. It's kind of artistic. I'm in. I like it. I like the fact that you have this minimalistic band. Am I sharing the screen? Okay, making sure. I was covered up. It's like sometimes I'm talking and I'm not even sharing the screen. So this minimalistic up here where it says 4K UHD, Blu-ray, digital. I love that. It's not a big, ugly, giant gray banner to take away from the artwork. So I'm all in. But again, I have to rewatch the other one. This one comes out in March. So I don't know if you guys think it was worth picking up, but I'm going to rewatch the first one. And if I love it, if I decide that it's a movie I need to get, then I'll buy that one day one. If not, I'll just end up watching it and I won't pick it up. But I like it, so it's definitely high on my radar. And I think the $27 price tag, I think that's fair. And even if it's a little bit cheaper when it gets released, I think that's fair for what that is. But all those other higher price tags, I'm kind of out on. And not even out. Like it's disgusting. I hate it. So we got that, and then this is another one. It's coming from the UK. So I know this was put out here in America, but if you live in the UK or you live over in Europe and you don't have this one, you didn't pick up the Shout version. You can grab this movie here, Dragnet. It's from a company I've never heard of before. I already have the Shout version. I like it. But it's one that if I didn't have this, if I didn't already have it in the collection, we didn't get a Blu-ray here in America, I'd import this movie. I like it. I had it on VHS for years. And so we have Dragnet. And my thing always, and I get I'm not in Europe, but I hate the the rating symbol they put down here. Just like the big ugly banner, it takes away from the artwork. You can put it so many other places, but I hate it. Other than that, the little fabulous 80s thing that they're doing up here with the banner, it's fine, I think. The artwork is fine. It's all right. It's definitely something that's okay. But I have the Shout version. So if you don't have this, I think the price point is pretty solid. 16 pounds for that release. 100% coming out of Fabulous Films. And it says they have 268 titles. So I guess Fabulous Films has been doing things over there. I just kind of, obviously I'm not over there, so I kind of missed out on all that stuff. But it seems like they put out Dragnet before. They did back in 2016. So this is a re-release at a higher price point. So if you can get the other version, it all depends. So that one might be out of print over there or something. I don't know how it works, but I guess it's being re-released over in the UK. Bird person, all right. Let's see. It happens. Oh, and I did get the new shirt. So I say top notch a lot. So I got the new top notch shirt in. Those are always in the links down below. So I was like, I don't know if we're gonna do that now. Coward. Yes. What do we got? Blue Corner says, love Den of Thieves 1, but the second one was a bit of a letdown. See, yeah, I was like, that's why I said I'm on the fence about that one. So I'll check it out. I still watch 3. I'll still watch 3 when it comes out though. Yeah, so yeah. I was like, I'm gonna give it a whirl. And like I said, I'm a sucker for heist films and that type of stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna have to check it out. We're gonna check that one out. Let's see. Oh, nice. Thanks, brother. Thank you. All right, we got this, and then we got Fear City, Den of Thieves 2, Dragnet. Let's see, hold on. Let me pull this other browser up because there was something I wanted to pull up. It was from Amazon, so I want to pull it up, but it like takes it to the Amazon link and it pulls up all my information. So I was like, I want to go somewhere else with that. So let me see. Copy this. Copy link. And then before we got there, then we have this one here. This is another one. This isn't the other link. I'm still pulling that window up. But this is another one. I love the movie poster. Are we frozen? I was frozen for a second while I was pulling that other window up. All right, so this we have this movie poster here of this movie that I watched the trailer and I was like, I don't know if it's 100% a me movie, but it's something new. It's something that seems to be different. And we always ask for that in Hollywood. I'm tired of like reboots and remakes, and the fact that we're getting Gremlins 3. I'm just not really excited for that. Goonies 2. I'm not excited for that. So I'm glad that this is different. But at the same time, like when I watch the trailer, I don't think it's a me movie. I'm gonna give it a shot. I don't think this is a day one purchase. But the movie poster alone, if this is the actual Blu-ray cover or 4K cover, that's solid because that's my biggest gripe is the artwork is not what it used to be. And so this here is something that one, I think it's pretty sweet. So this one comes out in May. So this is a long ways away, but it was just kind of announced. Pre-orders are not up yet, but I know nothing about this other than watching the trailer. Like that's all I know about it. It's kind of creepy, but I don't get into all those movies. But this movie poster, the Demoness, I'm in. I am sold. If that is the actual Blu-ray or 4K cover, that is awesome. That's what I want. I want more and more of the movies to come out with this kind of artwork. And I know like the boutique labels, they do some of the like more cartoony artwork, or they do some stuff where they pay somebody to do it. That I think is absolutely amazing. That's reminiscent of something you would have seen, and I think better too, but it's reminiscent of something you would have seen in the late 80s, early 90s, going into the video rental store to see a movie that you're like, oh man, I gotta check that out. That right there is gonna sell you on the movie. So yeah, that one 100%. I just freaking love the poster. The movie might be horrible. I might just have to buy that poster. So yeah, that one's interesting. And then what it says is an erotic island retreat plays host to an exclusive couples retreat designed, or wait, plays host to an exclusive couples retreat designed to rekindle the flames and passion. When Stacy and her boyfriend arrive, the sexy fun turns quickly interrupted by a malevolent entity that feeds on their pain. So yeah, I'm in. I'm in. See, there's that one. And Gary. Good morning. Good morning, brother. Better late than never. Hey, it's fine. It's always fine. I totally get it, man. I totally get it. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Watched Mothman Prophecies today. Quite a gem. So when that one came out, I was like, I remember renting it when it came out, and I was super excited about it because like people were saying it was like kind of true. And I don't know, I might have to revisit it because at the time in my life, like I was like, I think I just graduated high school. I was definitely much younger, and so my taste in movies hadn't really developed yet. Like I still always had an eclectic taste in movies, but at that time, like I know that I've rewatched a lot of stuff from that era in my life, and I used to not like it, and I either like it or I love it now. So I was like, I'll give that one another shot. It comes up quite often where people say it's either one of their favorites or, like you said, like a gem. So it definitely comes up a lot more. So I'll give it another shot. But I remember not loving it back when I first saw it. We got that. All right. So is this other window pulled up now? All right. Yes. All right. So now this. Okay. Here it is. Now I remember what it is. Okay. So this is the. It signed me in anyway. Let me sign out of this. How the heck do I sign out? There it is. Okay. All right. So this is something I'm not super interested in, but I know that a lot of people are. It comes up all the time. It's just not a me thing, but I like the packaging. I like the design. I know a ton of people love this movie. And so I'll share the screen here. So then, yeah. So the Inception here. Let's see if I can't. Oh, that's all there is. There's no other picture. But for 40 pounds, gets released in March. It's a big. Pardon me. It's a big chunky box set of Inception. again, it was like I'm not the biggest Nolan guy. I was like Inception was not my thing at all, but that's one a lot of people get into. It's a big, cool, chunky box set. The UK is putting out, especially Warner Brothers, seems to be putting out a lot more of these bigger, chunky box sets because they're doing it with Constantine. And this was the original artwork on Constantine for our Blu-ray here. And so they put out the big chunky box set. That was a day one pre-order, even before the artwork was changed on it. So this is something that I had to grab, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And that one comes out, I think, in March too. So these Warner Brothers bigger chunky box sets coming out of the UK for studio releases, I think that's absolutely top notch. Not sure why we're not getting anything like that here, but I also have no problem importing stuff from the UK or pretty much anywhere. So that one's cool. It's not for me, but wanted to note it because there are a lot of fans, and because it's a 4K, it's going to be region free. I'm pretty sure the Blu-ray is probably going to be region locked, but you should have no problem with that 4K. Got that one. All right, let's see. Got that. JJ says, I see your Jackie Brown in the background. Ran to Walmart, picked it up, came back, and you're still going. Nice, nice. Yeah, I was like, I've been, we've only been going for an hour and a half. Not bad, but I'm glad you got one. The world needs Joe's apartment in Atmos. Oh my god! So we got Joe's apartment last January from Warner Archive, and on the rewatch of that one, I don't agree with you. I was like, if you want it, God bless you. Let's see, let me get rid of. Okay. I rewatched it. I remember watching it when I was a kid. I remember being excited about it. I remember my mom hating the film. And so like hating the trailers anytime they were on, that it was like one of the first MTV movie releases. And so I was like, as a kid, as a teenager, and the fact that my mom was like horribly pissed off about the film, I really wanted to watch it. And so I finally did. And I liked it. I remember kind of really enjoying it when I was a kid. And then I never saw it again, and then they released it from Warner Archive. I pre-ordered that one. That was a day one pre-order. It came in, and I watched it, and the entire time I'm watching, I'm like, why did I like this? But then it goes back to my mom hated it was the biggest thing. The fact that the more times the trailer was on, the more she would get, irritated by it. And so there was that aspect of it. And then the fact that she didn't want us to watch it was another thing. And I was like, I was like a middle teenager, I guess, when it came out. And so it's like, it was one of those things I went to go see it anyway. And so, yeah, I liked it then. And it definitely was like, it was one of the few films where I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? So yeah, it's one that I have it. I'm not getting rid of it, but I don't need an Atmos. I don't need a 4K. If it ever comes out on 4K, I'm not upgrading. I'll watch it again, but definitely not. It won't be a yearly watch for me. I know that. Gary says we need everything in Atmos. Oh, I agree. Atmos or DTSX. Although Fast and Furious, I reported that Fast and Furious, the 4K, I thought the 4K was amazing. I just got it, and it has the DTSX, but it just kind of felt lackluster. Like the whole sound just really didn't do it for me. And that one, I feel like with the upgraded surround sound with the track, I feel like just the race scenes alone should have sounded amazing, and it was very lackluster. Uh, if you didn't like Inception, you must hate Tenet. I actually never saw Tenet, so it's one of those things. I've said it before. I'm not a huge Christopher Nolan guy. I don't like any of the films, and the thing is, I think he's a great director. I respect him for everything he does. I like the fact that he uses practical effects. He's a phenomenal director. I can see that his films are good. It's just most of the films are not rewatchable for me, and so that's why I was like, I don't get into them. But Inception is like the one of the ones that I really didn't like it. I know I fell asleep the first time I watched it. I tried it again, and then it wasn't because the movie really bored me. It really was because I was actually really tired. And then the second time when I was trying to rewatch it, I just couldn't get into it at all. But all the rest of his films, like I think they're pretty much fine, other than the Batman ones. Like I don't get into those either. But other than that, like I have, let's see, I only have 3 of his films. One of them being The Prestige. I freaking love that film. Let's see, switch over to director. Nolan. Yeah, Christopher Nolan. I only have 3 films, and one is Dunkirk, one is Oppenheimer, and the other one is The Prestige. Those are my 3 favorite films that I'll rewatch again and again. Now, Dunkirk, I think it's good, and it I wouldn't need to rewatch it, but my wife likes to watch it every year or so, and I sit down and watch it with her, so that's not bad. So if I didn't have my wife, I probably would just have Oppenheimer and The Prestige for real. Let's see. Uh, let's see. I've never even seen because I looked at the movie and I just I think I don't even remember when it came out. There was a reason I didn't go see it when it came out, and then I just kind of never did. So I was like, I might give it a watch, but it's just one of those things. Like I have not been a huge fan of all his films. Like none of them really seem to be rewatchable for me. So I just never even gave that one a shot. Birdman lies, rent the never-ending story, or admit to feed monster. Yes. Ah, it's so good, so good. Let's see. See that's probably why. It's probably why I completely skipped out on it. Then I just didn't care. Yep. Yeah. So that was that one of the ones that they didn't put in theaters and they put on streaming somehow. Because I was like, even then I wasn't into streaming at all. Uh, yep. And that's what the Memento. I was like, you're gonna hate me, but I tried. That one came out. The cover intrigued me enough. I read the back of it, intrigued me enough. I rented it, so it was a blind rental. This is way before like people even really knew who Nolan was, before like the huge fandom and all the other things. And so this was like early in his career. And so this early 2000s is when I rented that at the it was on VHS. So it was like such a long time ago. And the maybe it was a DVD. I don't remember, but it was the cover that intrigued me, and then I remember reading the back of it. It also intrigued me, and I watched it, and then I watched it again just to make sure that it was like, do I like this? Do I not like this? Like to maybe let some things sink in a little bit. And on that second time, I was just like, yeah, I was like, it's just not a me movie. And that was that. And then I forgot all about it until all of a sudden, like the Batman movies came out. And then all of a sudden, like Christopher Nolan could do no wrong. And then there was this huge like fandom, like Christopher Nolan fandoms. And they would argue, I have I have been accused of actually not watching any of my movies just because I have said that I am not the biggest Christopher Nolan fan and I don't like his movies because for me they're not rewatchable. I don't really get into them. I only have 3. I've said it. I've never been, I've always been honest about it. And just for that statement alone, I have been accused on more than one occasion of this is all fake. I don't watch these films. I just buy them to have a YouTube channel and I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't like a certain film. That's like the weirdest thing in the entire world to me to be accused of. And this person there was no joking in it. This person was like dropping F bombs and like YouTube held their comment because it was so like ridiculous. And so I was like, I just had to laugh. I had to laugh. I was like, that is crazy. I was like, I know people that get mad that I used to say that I used to throw the slipcovers away. Now I keep them all in a box because people would get mad at me over that and call me I'm not a real movie fan because I throw cardboard away. It's just like people are weird, but yeah, Memento, I tried. But that's another one though. I might because I saw it, like I said, it's like 20 something years ago. I might get into it. I might. Wasn't the other one? There's one I know I don't have, but I think I like. Let me double check. Is it Insomnia? Was that this other film? Because that's one I think I really do like. I just don't have it, and I did have it on DVD, but it's one of the, when I got rid of all my DVDs recently, that was one of the ones that went away. Let's see. So, yeah, Robin Williams, Al Pacino, yeah, Christopher Nolan. So okay, so Insomnia, but it's one that I didn't revisit often, and I only ever had the DVD. So that's one I would definitely watch again, and I'm gonna get the Blu-ray eventually. But yeah, that's so I have 4 films total. Oh, here you go. Gary says Insomnia. Yes, Insomnia. Yeah, that's one. I had the DVD, but I just recently got rid of it, and so it might be in my wish list. And so as I'm working through, I put a lot of the stuff that I had on DVD that I know that I would watch again. I put that in my wish list, and so this year, I know that there's going to be some focus on things that are coming out. Like Constantine is going to be a day one purchase, like that's that. But in that whole month, I think that's the main big purchase, and all the rest of the stuff, all the rest of my movie budget, I would like to put towards replacing some of those DVDs and upgrading that stuff. And obviously not everything. So I put a lot of it in the wish list. And so that one's definitely, I think, at the cheaper price. So that'll be coming sooner than later. But like I said, January's budget went, February's budget pretty much already went to cover the stuff for January. So yeah, so February is going to be lighter. March, I'm going to hit the ground running again. Be all squared away. Let's see. Love Robin Williams in that one. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, you may be a bot. Yes, yes. I don't get it. I'm telling you, Batman '89, Batman Returns, even the Joel Schumacher Batmans. I have those. I watch them. The first two, top notch. Those are my Batmans. The Joel Schumacher ones, when they came out, I was not a huge fan. They've grown on me since because of my youngest daughter, and we have the up. It's hard to see, but it's up there on the top shelf. The Steelbook box set of all four. That's my Batman. That's where I live and die. And I was like, I can respect the Nolan Batmans. They're not for me. So yeah, I must be a bot. Don't throw away the Jackie Brown. No, no. So I I used to do it. So anything that stays in this room. So there's this is the movie room, and I got a tour coming soon. So we're gonna do a tour, but I have over here I've got a HDTV. Now I tried to have my plasma here because I used to have it over here on this thing, but I put my printer here, and I bought this like stand to go under this TV stand, and it holds the TV up. And then the plasma TV was way too freaking big, and so I ended up leaving that in the bedroom. So I had a high definition, like a 50-inch plasma here. So now it's a 32-inch LCD HD TV. But then I have like a 27-inch CRT TV here. It's just kind of wedged because we're moving to, so this room's not going to stay the way it is. I got all my stuff. Right here is a giant shelf filled with VHS tapes. Over here is another shelf filled with all of my Blu-rays from like Kino Lorber, Shout Factory, like that type of stuff. Most of my boutique stuff is in this room, and like everything you see back behind here, it's all like the boutique stuff. So if it's up here, it keeps the slipcover. It's the premium package stuff all goes up here, and then downstairs we have a movie closet, and it's a walk-in closet with 3 decent sized shelves. So they're just like this black shelf here, but they're not as tall. So they're the very top shelf. If you take that away, that's as tall as the shelves are downstairs. And there's 3 of them filled with movies. And so that's where all the Blu-rays are, all the 4Ks are, because and those are all standard studio releases. So what it was the slipcovers, having kids, and like they were going in and out of the shelves all the time. Easily they were getting damaged and trashed and very quickly looking junky. So I was getting rid of them. And I used to just throw them away. They were just ugly and they were a waste to me. I threw them away. And it was when I started getting into the boutique labels is when I was like, I kind of felt crappy and guilty about throwing them away. And so that kind of started that. So I stopped throwing them away because also people would give me crap about it. And so I was like, I just keep them in a big box now. So if anybody really needs a slipcover and I happen to have it, I'll send it to you. I've done that a couple times. But other than that, like Jackie Brown, one of my all-time absolute favorite films. I'll collect. Now, I don't know if I need to collect every version of Jackie Brown, but I'll collect multiple versions. I'll pick it up. And that one, it's going to keep the slipcover. It's going to stay in this room. It's on display. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's my whole slipcover thing. Bird person. Never ending story is trash. Just give it away. I paid for that. I was like, I couldn't, man, I tell you, I rolled out of bed. Like I wasn't even fully awake when I ordered that thing. As soon as I heard the news, I had a friend in Australia texting me about it. Brian was texting me about it. He ordered his at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and he even made a video. So like I rolled out of bed, watched his video. I was sitting there not even fully awake buying that thing. Oh man, I love it. My budget is in 2028. Yeah, like it's rough, man. It's rough. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. All right. Yeah, it's like it wouldn't end. Right. Hey, what's up, Jeff? Good morning. Good afternoon, my friends. Good afternoon. New move, 100-inch screen. It's possible. It's possible. So it all depends on how we end up. So my I've told people before. I was in the Navy. I'm not obviously anymore. Full beard. But I got out of the Navy. My wife stayed in. She wants to do the full time and retire. And so she's this next trip. Like when we move this time, it's like her last before she's out. So we're not sure exactly where we're going to end up. Like I know we're going to end up like somewhere in Colorado, but just not sure exactly where we're going to end up. And so that we're still not buying a house, we're still not doing any of that stuff. It's either in military housing or we're going to rent someplace or something. And then because then the ultimate goal is to move somewhere else where she wants to settle and finish off and be done. And that's when we'll buy a house or build a house or do something along those lines. And then I'll have like an official, like legit movie room. So if it's all possible, and I have the room for it, 100%. I'll put up a screen. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Like I did pick up, and I never made a video on it, but I did pick up like a really old projector. It was like 20 something years old. And I got the lamp. I just got the lamp. So the new lamp, like we had enough life on the lamp to watch one movie on it. So my kid wanted to watch. This is what she wanted. She told me she wanted to have a movie theater experience at home, but like a movie theater. And so I was just like, well, I'm not spending all this kind of crazy money. We don't have the room to get a projector, set it all up. I'm not doing that. So then I came across this, like, and I don't have it next to me, but I picked up the lamp. The lamp was $30. And so to replace this lamp, I picked up like a 20 something year old like DLP projector that I was able to plug in a VCR to it for like $20. So I'm telling you, between the cost of the VCR, which I mean, I've had a bunch of them, but those VCRs I've been picking up for like $6. The VCR, the new lamp, the old projector, and then the screen. I picked up like a 72-inch like square 4:3 screen, and we watched The Mask. She wanted to watch The Mask on the VHS for her birthday. And so for under $100, and I'm talking like a cheap, crappy stereo for like $13 that I found at the thrift store, some speakers that I found to hook up to it, all in, I'm at under $100. And I set up this entire experience. So then you could have like a drive-in movie theater. Like we can sit in our car and like have this set up outside and just like have this drive-in movie theater experience. But then her birthday's in November, so it was also cold. So I did it in the house, but like that was the whole thing. So that's a cool thing. And I've done that. And I was like, I actually really enjoyed watching the VCR tapes on that projector. I think it was really sharp. And it was just huge. It was just a really fun experience. And so yeah, I'm all in on getting the projector and doing that, but just really all depends on the amount of room we have, where we live, what we can do. But the goal for that system I just got, the cheapo old system, is to just be able to watch movies outside in the summertime and such. Let's see. Jeff says you can do a lot projector wise for a few pennies. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And I know they have all these like modern cheap ones too that you can plug your phone into, and they got the HDMI. But the reason I went to the old one is one, the lamp was $30, and the amount of times that we're going to actually use it, I don't know. Like if I pick up another lamp right now and just have a spare one, I think that's like all we'll need. Like we're not breaking that projector out like every week, all the time, watching multiple movies. Like it really is probably going to be a couple weeks in the summer. So I think we're going to get a ton of life out of that. And then eventually like getting like a nice 4K, like legit projector, huge screen, do a whole movie theater room. That's the goal. It's just, when is it going to happen? Probably not in the next move, but if there's room for it, I will. Let's see. Gary says, send me an email. I have the bank 2050A. I'll give you a good deal. 1080p and does 3D. Nice, nice. I'm not in the market yet, Gary, but I will. Yeah, I'll talk to you about it. For sure, for sure. There's that. All right, so then I covered all that stuff. Now we're going to be wrapping up soon. We've been about 2 hours. So if you guys have any last minute questions, hit me up. Get to me. I know last week I cut it a little short. I said that and then I cut it anyway. So I was like, I felt bad, but not too bad. But go through there. But I do want to talk about my recent pickups, things that I have coming to me. And so, because like there's a lot of times you guys, and not just you guys here that come to the Saturday show, but the videos, there's certain guys that I talk to like on an everyday basis, multiple times on one video. Great guys, and I'm becoming friends with a lot of you guys, and especially the guys that talk to me through DMs or email, and we just kind of have this friendship, and I really like that. That's awesome. But in that same thing, like you guys recommend movies to me all the time, and I do when I try to, especially older ones, I try to find them. So there's this one, and I don't remember exactly who recommended it to me. So I guess that I'm not a good friend, but I'm an internet friend. This one called "Why Me" with Christopher Lloyd and Christopher Lambert. So that's like a heist movie or something. I don't even know what it's about, but it was recommended to me, and I guess it's never been put out on Blu-ray. Definitely not on Blu-ray. Definitely not anything else like that. Maybe not even a 4K. I found a VHS. So I ordered that. That's coming in the mail. So I'm really looking forward to that because that was a high recommend. And the Newton Boys, I picked that up. Now that's a movie I've seen before. I just didn't have it. It's a Fox title that's out of print, and it's not a crazy price, but it's something that I've never come across. I've never been able to find it, and not even on DVD. And it's a movie I love. It's based on a true story of these guys that robbed a train, and Matthew McConaughey's in it. Vince D'Onofrio's in it. It's a great film, but I think they were like the youngest brother lived long enough to be on like the Johnny Carson show or Leno or like one of those like late night talk shows. Like he lived long enough to be on that show. And like, I think they robbed the train in like the 1800s or like the early 1900s. It was a wild story. And just the fact that they had the balls to do it. And, people liked them. Like it was one of those things, like they weren't killing people. They were just robbing the train. And so like when it all was said and done, like people actually liked them. And it's just a fun movie. I really enjoy it. And yeah, so that one's coming. So I ordered that one, and I can pull these up too. Let me see. So I ordered that, but yeah, that one, somebody had mentioned it, but I definitely, I've seen it before. I didn't have it in the collection. So this one here though, Why Me, is one I never heard about until it was recommended. And it seems like, yeah, it doesn't even seem like there was ever a DVD release of this. And so I found it. I watched the trailer. It is 100% is a me movie. Let's see, what do we got? This one. So yeah, this one came highly recommended to me, and I found it. I thought it was a decent price on VHS, so I ordered this one. And it's a heist movie. So you got Christopher Lambert, Kim Grease, which I don't remember who she is, Christopher Lloyd, and just looks really great. And it looks like a Columbia release. So why we've never got this, I don't know. But yeah, I'm all in. Looking forward to that. The VHS is coming this week, I think. Which is another reason, like people give me a hard time because I still buy VHS tapes. There are a ton of movies that are stuck on that format. And for me, it's about the movie and not about the format. And then this other one I ordered, because last week I showed off that rom-com, the How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. So I actually never saw that movie. I thought I was thinking of Failure to Launch, the Matthew McConaughey one where he lives with his parents and he's dating Sarah Jessica Parker's hired. So he moves out of his parents' house and just kind of gets his act together. That's what Kathy Bates is in it. Like that's the one I liked, and that's the one I thought I was getting, and it wasn't. So the How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, I watched it. I liked it. I thought it was fine for a rom-com. But I ended up having to get Failure to Launch because that's the movie I was looking for. But that's another one that I think's out of print. It was harder to find. It wasn't a bad price, but there's a bunch of them on eBay, but like nowhere else. I couldn't find one anywhere else. So I got that coming, and I got some other things coming in the mail, but nothing too crazy. So I got this stuff. This is the things that I have on pre-order. So I don't know what you guys have coming, or things that you're picking up, or things that you're watching this weekend. Let me know, because I'm definitely interested. Always looking for something new to watch. Let's see, Amazon. So what do I have? Let's see. So Monday's going to be, it looks like a big mail day. I have Monday, the Drive is coming in with Mark. And let's see. I have Destry Rides Again, which is a Criterion film with um, James Stewart. So it looks like a Western or some kind of noir film. I don't know. It's a black and white one. Let's see. Yeah, I don't even know what this is, but I was sold at $22 for the price on a Criterion film and Jim Stewart. I'll watch anything he's in. And then let's see. So yeah, Monday's going to be a pretty big mail day. We have that. I have the 4K 47 Ronin is coming in. Invasion's coming in. Looking forward to those, and then some older films that I didn't have in my collection. So one movie I knew about, but I didn't. I never pulled the trigger on it. I never watched it. I mean, it was notorious too. Like there was the whole sex scene, and it was topic of conversation for everybody. But it was talking about Swordfish. So I was talking about Swordfish, and in that I remembered I remembered the movie because Halle Berry was topless in it, and then somebody informed me that she was completely naked in this other film. So I picked up Monsters Ball. It was a movie that I completely missed, but like I was sold at Halle Berry. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I picked that one up. I thought it was pretty cheap. It's coming tomorrow. And Frequency. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie. So that one I'm excited for. Now I thought I had it all these years, and I don't. And I thought I had it on VHS. Let's see, but it must have been one that every time I watched it, it was on cable because I don't have it in the collection at all. I went through all of my stuff. I went through all my boxes. I went through my app, and I don't have this film. And it's another one that probably deserves a 4K. And now that I finally pulled the trigger, it's probably going to come to 4K. But I kind of think that it's not because it's got like an $11 price tag. And it might be a Fox title. I got to double check. So Frequency, no, it's a Warner Brothers title. So that one here, $12. Now, if you've never seen this one, you have Dennis Quaid and Jim Caviezel. I think that's how you say his name. So Dennis Quaid is the dad, and he's a fireman, and he dies when Jim Caviezel is a little boy, and then he grows up to be a police officer and not a fireman like his dad. The whole situation, but then through the Aurora Borealis, he turns on his dad's old ham radio, and through the Aurora Borealis, he then somehow can talk to his dad back in the 60s, and they have to solve a crime together because the crime started when back then, but then he's now a cop investigating it. So it goes back that far, and he needs his dad's help in that time to solve this murder. But then along the way, they kind of screw things up, and it kind of affects their life. And he also changed it where I think I'm not gonna ruin anything. He changes some things, and so that's a great film. High recommend, and I'm shocked I'd never had it. So that's coming tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it, but a high recommend. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Jeff says my projector screen only gets pulled 2 or 3 times a year. Yeah, see, I would make an event out of it, but if I had like the big theater room and the 4K and like I had the room for it, oh, I'd be all about it. It would be a weekend thing because we do a few things here in the house that I don't think I've even really talked about a lot. I know I've mentioned it at some point, but a few things we do, especially on the weekends. My wife's on deployment now, but like when she's home, we do and usually on Sunday, we do 80s movie day where we come up here, we specifically look for VHS tapes and they have to fall in the 80s at some point. And so we each pick one, myself, my wife, my daughter. So we got 3 80s movies. We do like a little bit of a marathon, and it's something different every week. And then, we make popcorn, we make a whole day out of it. But then at the same time, we take the cell phones and we put them in a bowl, and we put that bowl like in like the kitchen or another room. So it's not it's just easy to not get distracted, and we watch TV like we did back in the day. And so that would be a great thing for that. But what happens all the time, like you have that phone and it's always easy to go, oh, who is that character? Who is that guy? What else did they play in? Pull up IMDb. And next thing I know, I'm freaking on Instagram scrolling because somebody sent a message and I got to look at it. And then I'm like, oh, I like what they did. And then I'm scrolling. And the next thing I know, the movie's over. That happened to me a ton. And so I stopped doing it. But then my wife, who's not a movie person, was also like, anytime I wanted to watch a movie, that's what she was doing. So then I set that day aside. So we do 80s movie day, no phones, no distractions, 3 solid movies. We might take a break for different meals or whatever throughout the day, depending on when we get started. But without a doubt, every Sunday it's kind of a thing. We make sure we make popcorn, we have snacks, soda, and I'm not a big soda guy. I like Arnold Palmer's. I like that Arizona iced tea or Arnold Palmer drink. But other than like soda, I'm not a soda guy. I've never really been, but we'll drink soda and have popcorn and do that. That's a fun thing we do. And then the other thing we do is we do kind of the same thing where we come up here and we pick a movie, but it's not like an 80s movie specifically. And so we do that. Yeah, always a fun time. But then when we watch that movie, we watch it in this room on the old CRT. So I mean, that's what we do with the 80s movies, the VHS tapes. Let's see. Bird person Atreyu and Falcor hate your beard. Send it, my guy. Love the stuff. See you next week. All right, brother. Take it easy. Take it easy. Thanks for stopping by. Did you ever watch Bringing Out the Dead? No, I have not. I've not watched that one yet. It's high on the list. I don't know if I threw it in the wish list, but I'll get to it. I definitely. It's high on the list to the point where the only thing I ever find was it ever on Blu-ray? It had to have been, right? It's one of the things that I see it all the time at the thrift store or the used bookstore on DVD. And then I never pick it up because I always in the back of my mind, I'm like, it's got to have a DVD or a 4K. Yeah, it's got the Paramount. And then, oh, it does also have a 4K. Let's see. Oh, it's $139 on Amazon. No, thank you. Let's see. I'll find a copy of it, or there's got to be a way I could watch it online. But yeah, $139 I'm completely out on. Bringing Out the Dead. There's a Canadian version. Yeah, it's $139. That's nonsense. Nonsense. No, I haven't seen it yet. It's high on the list. It's one of the ones I know I'm not forgetting about, especially since I see that DVD all the time and seeing that crazy $139 price. It's one I might just pick up that DVD at some point. Ah, yes, Terry Bradshaw. Yes, he's the other one. I like that one. I Failure to Launch. That's a guilty pleasure. I like it. But when I was getting that other one last week, that's what I thought I was getting. I don't know. But I'm getting Failure to Launch now. It's in the mail, and it should be here Monday or Tuesday. Amadeus this month. Yes, I didn't pre-order that one. I'm going to get it, but it wasn't a day one for me. I don't think it's going to sell out. But at the same time, I'm not going to wait on it. But yeah, March time, I'll probably pull the trigger on it. Is that the one where he talks to his dead dad? Yes. Jeff says I have Frequency in mini DVD. I really dig it. Fun movie. Yes, it's a good one. Definitely good. Yeah, Gary, I use my projector 2 or 3 times a day. Yeah, it's like if I ever get situated where I have the room for it, I might have to go all in on it. But yeah, this cheap old one I got is, I mean, at the time when it was new, it probably wasn't cheap, but I paid nothing for it, and then the bulb was $30. So uh for me, like I'm happy with a couple times a year breaking it out, hooking up a VHS to it, and then just enjoying it. I think that's just a fun, and it'll be fun for 80s movie day too. But we just got that in November, and I watched it once, and then as soon as I turned it on, it was used. I cleaned it all out. It was filled with dust. It was like really horrible. I cleaned it all up, and then when I turned it on, it said it needed to replace the lamp. Like the lamp was over what it was recommended to obviously replace those. And so we watched the one film and then that was it. And then I ordered this lamp and it just came in finally. So I was like, yeah, it's like as soon as it gets a little bit warmer here, I probably will hook it up outside. Nice. Burnsy NYY. Hey, I finally made it to the stream. Nice. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Glad to have you. Yeah, that 4K Bringing Out the Dead went out of my price range real quick. Maybe they'll do a standard like they did with Red Eye. Yeah, I was like, I gotta get Red Eye too. That's another one. I was like, I haven't seen it in so long. I know I liked it, but like even at that time, like I didn't think it was like a more than a yeah. I thought it was a one and done back then, and so I never picked it up. But then like as this one came out, I don't know if it was like people talking about it, everyone getting theirs, but somehow or other I feel like I wanted it, but I still haven't pulled the trigger. Do projectors have speakers built in? Would you recommend using those speakers if so? Some do, some do. Mine doesn't have one, but some of them do have speakers. But then again, it's your own personal taste. Me personally, I'm a sound guy. Obviously, I have poor vision, so even back then, like before I had glasses, like I was always a sound guy. And so like I remember I've told the story a bunch of times, but when I was a kid, like all my friends were buying cars at 16. I was saving up my money to get a surround sound and a DVD player and stuff for my bedroom when I lived in my parents' house. And so I've just always been a sound guy. So no matter what, I've always had some kind of receiver or a stereo and speakers. And even if something has it built in, I've just never liked it. So like when anytime my wife walks around the house and she puts music on her phone, like I put headphones on. I can't, and I have some like nice Bowers and Wilkins headphones. So I don't like it. It sounds horrible to me, but some people it's perfectly fine. And so it's like it honestly is your own personal preference, but you're always going to get a better, cleaner sound. Like even this like computer system here, I have like speakers plugged in, like extra speakers plugged in. So the ones that are built in the computer, I can't deal with it. So yeah, it's like it's your own thing. If you could listen to music on your phone and you think that's fine, then that might just be fine. And it's a cheaper way to do it. It'll work if they got the speaker built in. But like I said, I have a receiver over here I picked up for that system. It was $13 used at the thrift store. And then I picked up a set of speakers for four speakers for $20 for all four little speakers that'll plug in. There's some old Infinity satellite speakers, so they're decent. It was decent equipment at the time. It was like mediocre. It was never like none of this stuff was like high end equipment, but for the price, it works. You can get stuff that cheap, but again, it's one of those things. It's personal preference. Uh, Gary says banks do, but not great for outside. Yeah, and then especially if you want to get the surround sound now outside in this system, all I care about is just the right and left two channel audio. Mono audio wouldn't be bad, but I prefer the better sound out of the speakers. I was a sound guy in the '60s. Nice, nice. Yeah, it was like even back then they had some like solid stuff that I wish I had some like old turntable from back then, or it's just like some great stuff. I've got an old Pioneer um, receiver from I don't know what it was. It's old. It's old. It literally is. It got the wood housing on it, so the sides are made of wood. The top has like a metal plate or whatever. But yeah, the sides are wood. It's an old thing, and I got it from a guy um, probably probably like 6 or 7 years ago, and he told me it was over 50 years old because he bought it. He bought it for his wedding present. Like him and his wife got to go shopping or something for his wedding. So he got it for a wedding present, but it had been sitting in the closet for over a decade. And so I got this old Pioneer, and that for just listening to music, and I'm not a music guy, blows my Marantz out of the water. And I've got this like high end Marantz AVR 7013 for my surround sound. Just the sound is just so warm and amazing. And it's just the thing's over 50 years old. Let's see. What do we got? Gary says, still have my Sirwin Vega AT15s. Wow. Almost as old as you. Nice. 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 I keep an eye out for all that. In my last apartment, I had a Bose speaker plugged in to my 4K player. Maybe they need to come out of retirement. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, you're always going to get a better sound out of it. And so I always use that other stuff. So vinegar syndrome. So we're here for that vinegar syndrome stuff, huh? Why am don't know where it's taking me there. Vinegar syndrome. Okay. Are these all the new announcements? Is this all the new stuff? Let's share the screen here. Vinegar syndrome new announcements. Okay. Okay, what do we got? All right, so February package, all in, you're looking at $194, or you can buy these. You know, they got the just vinegar syndrome. They got looks like this. They're doing the cinematograph stuff here. What is this? I don't even know what this is. Here we go. This is what I want to look at first. So what is this? Female perversions. What is this? I don't even know what this movie is. Is that a bigger screen? Is that, can I get that bigger? I don't know. Shit, killer. I do. I like the cinematograph stuff. I like what they're doing here. Oh, this looks like, is this a newer movie? I don't know what this is. I have to look it up. Oh, it looks like some stuff. All right, so this one here came out in 1996. Tilda Swinton, Amy Magdane, I don't know her name, Madigan, Karen Sillis. Oh yeah, that's it's right up there. Female perversions. Yeah, we're not going to play the trailer on that one. So that's something I might check out the trailer on. Let's see, what does it say? Does it say anything about it? Taking its name from Lumiere Brothers' invention. Oh, it's talking about the cinematograph stuff. What is this about the movie? Marks feature film debut by director and co-writer Susan Stretfield, as well as the American film debut of Tilda Swinton, based on the '91 psychological text "Female Perversions: The Temptations of Emma Bovary." Inspired by, I don't. It's not telling me what the film is. I don't care where it comes from. So yeah, that's kind of frustrating. I would like to kind of get a little synopsis of the film as opposed to the backstory of where it came from. But then there's this one here. Oh, this is another. I don't think I'm into this one. The Joy of Sex. This is an old one too. I remember when this was 1984. It's something I never saw, but I like cinematograph, and so I was intrigued at what they were releasing for February. I like the artwork. I like that everything about that that's fun. But I think that I'm probably going to pass on both of those cinematograph versions. But here we go for the February package, all in. You're getting The Carpenter limited slipcover, White Cannibal Queen limited slipcover, The Possession of Joel Delaney, 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray set limited slipcover, The Mansion of Madness Blu-ray limited slipcover, and then you're getting those two cinematograph titles that I talked about. So out of these, I don't know if I'm interested in any of them this time around. I'm not a huge Vinegar Syndrome guy. Like I said, I was intrigued in that, but this one here, I'm kind of digging the movie cover. White Cannibal Queen might be. Oh wow, she's naked on the cover. Let's switch that. All right, yeah. So that's something that. Um, yep, it's a cannibal movie. I don't have a ton of these. I would be into this. I don't know if I need it, but yeah, that's something I would probably watch. Other than that, and then this one here, The Carpenter. Uh, This one here. I think the price point's not bad. 30 bucks. You're getting the limited slipcover if you're a slipcover person. The Vinegar Syndrome stuff, they use a thicker cardstock for their slipcovers. I like the art. But as always, the few Vinegar Syndrome titles that I'm not familiar with and that I purchased, and so I'm not familiar with any of these, I purchased them. I was more than disappointed. So they're not me movies, they're not revisits. I've been tricked by the artwork and the cover and everything that's going on. So for me, I don't know. I'm intrigued on the Cannibal movie, but I don't think I need it. I think I need it. Oh, let's see. In this one here, let's check out this one. What's this one? The Mansion of Madness. So it has an interesting cover as well, but another one I'm not familiar with. I like the back. I like the cover. Is this a foreign film? Probably. Edgar Allan Poe's. Oh, okay. The System of the Dr. Tar and Professor and Father. Nice. So this one is from 1972, newly scanned and restored from in 4K from its original 35 millimeter camera negative. So that is super awesome. But it's probably another one of those not for me movies. I did pick up this one, and I watched it. It was a one and done. This Cthulhu Mansion. I have it, and I picked it up a few years ago. I think I'm going to get rid of it. So I was like, I'm always hesitant on these Vinegar Syndrome titles. I don't know what you guys are into. If any of these are day ones for you, but they're not for me. Let's see what do we got. Gary says Vinegar Syndrome's never cheap. No, no. And I was like, I have a small, and you can see it's like right directly right there. And so it's like I have a small Vinegar Syndrome collection, and out of them, like my favorites, I have like the Vinegar Syndrome, the VSUs. I think those are great. I have Cloak and Dagger. That was just a nice revisit from when I was a kid. I love that one. Showgirls, and then that one's weird because I missed out on Vinegar Syndrome, and so I was able to get it through eBay. But then when I was sent it, they never sent the slipcover. So like the person kept the slipcover and tried to sell it extra or something. So I have and I got it for a good price. Like I think it was in the ballpark of what it was being charged on Vinegar. I don't think like I overpaid for it at all. But it just, they sent it to me without the slipcover. And I don't know if it was an oversight or if they did it on purpose, but either way, I don't have one. But I have the Cloak and Dagger VSU. Showgirls was a day one pre-order for me. I had the cinematograph, the strange darling, or not strange darling. What am I thinking of? Little Darlings. I have the Little Darlings one. I have a Thriller back there. Sidekicks was the VSU I had to grab. And then as far as like my actual Vinegar Syndrome titles, I have Beastmaster, Alien from LA, which is that one where Kathy Ireland, she's got that crazy mousy voice, but then she has to go look for her dad underground, and she finds these mole people. It's a wild film. I love the movie poster that they have on for Vinegar Syndrome's movie poster. I think is phenomenal. The movie is a schlocky B movie, not great at all, but I love it. So I have that. I have Drop Dead Fred. That was a childhood favorite. Hell Comes to Frogtown is another classic that I absolutely love. And Tammy and the T-Rex. So it's another one. Like if you don't know that one, that's just another schlocky B movie, not for everybody. But she's with this guy. He gets killed. They put his brain inside of a T-Rex. It's definitely a Saturday afternoon film. So yeah, that's pretty much my entire collection. 6 titles and not one I want. Yeah, that's how I feel. Buy for your wife for Valentine's Day. She's not a movie person. So here's the thing. So I get made fun of for this all the time. I'm not a holiday person other than like Halloween and Christmas. Those are like my holidays. I don't care about birthdays. I mean, I obviously celebrate my kid's birthday. I make a big deal about that. I do that. But me personally, like when I've said before, like I have the Amazon wish list because people have asked about it before. But I was like, when people send me stuff, I always kind of like, I'm appreciative, but I don't know how. Because like in my own real life, like people just don't give me things. And I stopped doing birthdays a long time ago because like I've said before, like I'm a movie person. Give me a movie all day long. I'm happy with a movie related stuff, like movie poster, like put some like thought into it. It's not hard. Movies, I'm good. And I have such an eclectic taste. Like I've got silent films, and I have, black and white films, and I've got stuff from the 50s and the 60s, and I've got musicals and, everything. And then I've got slasher films. Like pretty much there's not many things that I don't like. I've got a wide selection of things that I like. And almost never do I get anything movie related or movie stuff. And so as far as like birthdays go, I just stopped celebrating my birthday. Like I just like, I don't need it. I don't care. I buy what I want. I don't need it. So yeah, so Valentine's Day has always been the same thing. We got married in February and she kind of had the same thing about Valentine's Day. She kind of always thought it was a stupid holiday, didn't care about it. And so we got married around that time, to not quite, like we got married like, after. But in February, we got married in February, so we didn't have to celebrate it and then have to explain this conversation like every single time. So we're just like, oh, our anniversary. And so people are like, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? Oh, it's our anniversary. And then people just, stop asking. So she's never been into it. I've never been into it. We just do the anniversary stuff. And even some years, like we follow the what you're supposed to give each other. We're like, what kind of gift? And if it's kind of a weird thing and we can't think of anything, we just honestly skip it. We skip it and we just have like a date night thing. We, go out to dinner and have something nice. Let's see. We got that. 0 for common cinephiles. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's like, I mean, and some of those might have been worth watching once, but I feel that none of those were day one purchases ever. And the rewatchability would not be there. Cinematograph has more t-shirts than movies at the moment. Yeah, that's like 100%. Same drill as Body Double. Yep. Are you a fan of the slapstick comedy of Rick Mayo from Drop Dead Fred? I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any of his other stuff. I know he's like big over in Europe and UK because I did my VHS collection a year or two ago or whatever, and I've got a lot more since then. But at the time, I had about 400 or 500 movies, and in that, I came across my Drop Dead Fred VHS, and I had mentioned I had just purchased the Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome, and I didn't think it ever came out in DVD, and then I was informed that he's huge over in Europe, he's huge in the UK, and Drop Dead Fred was like a complete staple. But over here, my mom rented it on a whim. Like back then, she hated the film. She actually stopped the movie, told us we weren't allowed to watch it. So then, of course, like the next day, she slept in, and I was watching it. And then it was like right towards the end of it, she woke up, and then we were grounded because I was watching it. And then so it's a movie. So it was for my childhood. I remembered it and I loved it, and I had watched it since then. I remember like I found a way to watch it online, a bunch of years ago, and then I found the VHS probably around 2016 time, and so then like they informed me like it was on TV all the time over in the UK, and I'm like. It's like I talked about that movie pretty much my entire life, and everyone thought I was making it up. And nobody, because you don't have the internet back then, you don't have IMDb, and so I would constantly talk about this film, and nobody knew what I was talking about for years. So yeah, I was like, I like some of that slapstick comedy. I don't like all of it, so I would definitely check it out. I would 100% check it out. I love Drop Dead Fred. Uh, The only movie I picked up from Vinegar Syndrome lately is Influencer. VS titles are sketchy. Yeah, sometimes the artwork is top notch, but then I'm like, I stopped doing it. I have a couple titles over there, and I do have 2 adult films. They're actual full movies, but they're 100% adult films. And now I was like, what do I'm not going to donate those to the thrift store. Like, it's just, I'm not donating those. They're sitting on the shelf, but I'm never going to watch them again. And it's just like I bought them. The artwork's great. I didn't know what I was getting. And there's a the Cthulhu Mansion, and then there's like one other one over there where I'm like, I just don't know if I'll ever watch it again. Oh, Freeway. I like Freeway. I'll watch that again. Count Dracula's great Count, Count Dracula's Great Love. I have that one, and I don't think I'll ever watch that one again. Gary says, I've given myself some great birthday presents. Yeah, me too. Me too. February 22nd is, oh, wow. Like literally like a day off. 50th anniversary. Nice. Nice. Okay, jerk. If the never ending story is a no-go, I'll take the Superman set over the left shoulder. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I might that Superman set. I was like, I don't know. I like it. So I have the old Digipack Superman set, and I don't know if I want to part with it or not. Like it's one of those things like getting the 4K, you don't have the in that set, you don't have that Superman Returns. And so it's just a simple quick fix. Like if I just go buy Superman Returns, but I don't think I like Superman Returns. So it's just I haven't parted with it yet, but that's one that I would part with. Let's see. Check out Guest House Paradiso. That Vinegar Syndrome has on their site too. Oh, so that's one that just came up very recently, and I don't know, maybe you were doing it. Somebody had recommended that I watch that one, and said it was one of their all-time favorite films. Now, I had kind of vaguely, I don't remember if I saw that one, but they recommended another film at the time, and the other film I was very familiar with, but this one I think was completely new to me. And even maybe I never even saw the poster. So that's something that it's just now the second time that it's been mentioned. So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Definitely check that out because like it's just weird that nobody's ever talked about it now twice like in the same week it's being mentioned unless it was you both times, which it could be. And watch the trailer. Okay, I'll check out the trailer too. Beastmaster and Cloak and Dagger are also the only VSU titles I have. Yeah, they're pretty sweet. And not that it matters. It sits in the box, and I was like, I pull it out and watch it once, every year now since I've had it. Like, so I've watched it twice now because it hasn't been out that long. So I've definitely watched it twice. But I don't have the slipcover, and so it's just like, it's just kind of a, I don't know, just I'm not a slipcover person, but it's like one of the few things that just I'm just like, see ya. All right, take it easy, brother. Take it easy, Gary. Thanks for being around. Blue Corner says, not me. I still love it. Ha ha ha. All right. So yeah, I think we're all cut up. I think that's that. It was just another great Saturday, guys. Appreciate everybody for being here. And let's see, what is this? Real quick. Birdman says, "Yep, I agree on Superman, so I'll take the never-ending story." Man, that's going to be something. All right. So, yeah, always merch links are down below. And we do have the membership up for both of those. So, we have membership here on YouTube. So, you can join. I have membership only stuff. And actually, tomorrow I'm recording a members only uh, movie review. So I do like the mini movie review. So like when I do my entire haul of stuff that I picked up and I watched for the previous month, I try to talk about everything that I've watched. That way, I do like a mini review on it of what I thought about it, what the movie was about, and if it was worth picking up or not, kind of thing. Just like a real quick one on each one. But then I've talked about some of the members too. I've talked to where there's a lot of older films in my collection, and because I'm always talking about the more recent pickups, so I'm going to do like 3 or 4, maybe 5, no more than 5. Do a video of 5 solid movies that I've recently watched, but they're older films in my collection, and so they've been out for a long time, and just mini reviews. And I just did when I did the 7 4K came out, I did that, and I put that review on here on YouTube, and so it's a members only review. So I'm going to start doing that at least once a week. I'm going to try to knock them out every Sunday, and so it's either posted on Sunday or posted on Monday. And then over on the Fourth Wall site, Fourth Wall is the store where I sell all my merch. There's a membership option there, and there's a free membership, and it's really easy to sign up, and that gives you pretty much access to all the posts. But then like the member options to do the monthly stuff, or you can do the yearly membership, there's different versions, give you more discounts and stuff off the merch, and there's other like members only videos for those higher tiers. But with that, there's a free membership that everybody can sign up for, and it create a community over there. Plus, you can also message me over there, and it works like regular like DMs or text message, but it's all kind of located on that Fourth Wall site. So that's another thing. Let's see if I can pull that up again. I had it up, but I don't know why I put it away. So yeah, so that's all that stuff's live. So I'm working on that, and then I'm trying to do, because like the Fourth Wall one works like Patreon. Oh, I think I froze. Yep. All right. So yeah, I was freezing. So yeah, the Fourth Wall one works like Patreon. So over there, I want to do members only videos that are not going to be over here on YouTube at all. So that's just something. But then, like I said, the free option, it's definitely there. You can just click it, sign up, and you don't have to buy anything, and you can still get access to those things and create a little community. Because we talked about doing a Discord server, but I was like, I don't know if I'm into all that. Let's see. Where is this? Let's see. Fourth Wall. Fourth. No. Where is this? No. the fourth wall thing here. So yeah, I was like, I'm not sure, if anybody were interested in this, but it was definitely just a way to maybe, have this community and talk a little bit more, be able to show off stuff, or have this where it's a little bit in one more central location, because some people talk to me on Twitter, some people talk to me on Instagram, some people do the email thing, and I don't always check all that stuff. And I didn't really quit like social media per se, but I do focus almost all of my time and effort into YouTube. So anything that I post over there, I'm not always over there. And so if you message me, there's times where I've missed some stuff. Let's see. All right, so then just share this real quick. All right, so then it says, I appreciate it, Birdman. Appreciate it. Or bird person. And Jamie, good morning. Hello. Yeah, so then this is the site, and this is what you would see if you link it. All the links are always down below, and that's where all the merch is always. But if you want to do the membership thing, you'd get hit with this, and then you can join now. It says, there's the options, but here's start with a free account, and then you sign up for the free account, and then over there, then all of this stuff here. And I just started doing it, so there's not a lot of stuff here, but then you get the post works just like the YouTube stuff. We got videos that I'm putting up here, talking about different things that is not being included on the regular YouTube stuff, and all that is unlocked with the free account. The other paid accounts just do like I said, there's merchandise discounts, there's other videos and other stuff there. But then also when you do it, there's like a little DM messaging thing, and we can just have a little bit more of a community in one more central location. As I said, the Discord thing was kind of interesting, but I don't think it's going to be for me. But other than that, you guys remember to watch a movie today, and I'll catch you guys next time.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Oh, don't give me a cat. That's fine.
Go now.